Appreciate the likes. Thank you. Appreciate the heart meet. Thank you. Thank you. Love from South Australia. What's up? How are you? Happy Sunday. What's up, Nija? Love from Arizona. Welcome to the stream. Let's get it in triple. Appreciate it. Thank you for the heart me. Steph Marie says yes. Oh, also people on YouTube. The question I have like on my TikTok right now is, have you ever had to deal with a smear campaign? So that's going to be the topic for most of the stream. Appreciate the heart, man. And also on YouTube, I don't know if you guys have a TikTok, but I'm gonna start doing a lot more like live stream panels. If you guys want to come up and tell your story, make a TikTok. Or I don't know if you can do that on YouTube, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm currently dealing with two. Double whammy. Hey, sending you positive energy. Two smear campaigns back to back. That's crazy. Or at the same time. After resigning from a job, that'd be the crazy part. Like, all right, I'm away from the job, but now why do you gotta talk about me? Just like move on. Yo, you guys have some crazy stories in the chat. Your sister's doing a smear campaign on you? Damn. These demons be using the people closest to you. Oh, yes, we all have. Yeah, if you're walking this path, you're gonna get that smear campaign sooner or later. If you guys are in here, you're like, well, it's never happened to me. Well, it's coming. Probably you saying that out loud is gonna manifest it like in the next couple of days. Job, friends, family, landlord, baby, dads, all of the above. That will make you not even want to deal with people. I'm pretty sure like you're just in your house now. Like you're like, I'm over it. What's up, Light? Frosty. I appreciate the rose. Love my content. Appreciate the support. Damn, your mom did a smear campaign on you. I'm telling, it'd be your own family. It'd be your own family. Play Dumb is just a title I just have for the stream. I didn't know what the title to put, but ultimately we're talking about smear campaigns in this video, in this stream. You help me understand through Facebook. It's cool meeting like my Facebook supporters because I don't even open that app. I upload through Instagram and it just goes to Facebook. But thank you. It was your whole family. Damn, sorry that happens. At least it showed you that they're not your real family, to be honest. Batty, appreciate the follow. Everyone in my YouTube stream, we talking about smear campaign. Actually, let me see if I could talk. If I could change the stream name. Once I master like YouTube Live, it's over. One second, guys. Nah, I think the title's locked in. It is all good. A lot of you guys are saying like your family did the smear campaign on you guys. I'm sorry that happened to you. It's insane. Slim Dunk, sending you positive energy, bro. Hope everything's good on your side. Yeah, I've been talking to like a lot of people through one-on-ones and just like through social media. Seems like everyone that's walking this path, it's been very hard right now. So if you guys are going through anything, understand it will get better. And it just means that you guys got some blessings on the way. Smear campaigns, SMH people crazy, definitely crazy. As we know on this path, guys, we ignore the crazy and we just keep it pushing. Going no contact help you. I love that for you. It's also, it takes a different type of strength to go no contact in a society that tells you that you got to like ignore what people are doing to you and just accept it. So if you guys right now, you're no contact with especially family, you guys are very strong, to be honest. And you guys are motivating a lot more people than you realize. So keep going. Silence is key. Facts. Been no contact for about a year now, like with family. 4 years and counting. Hey, you got this. Pickle juice. Appreciate the follow. Parents don't want to take sides. Sometimes someone not taking a side is taking a side. I get sometimes that people want to stay neutral. I completely understand that. Like some people don't want problems, but sometimes not taking a side like is when you see someone's clearly getting abused. I feel like that's bad within itself. But that might be a niche take. That's just kind of how I think. Lady Fanique, appreciate the heart, man. Bridget, you're just aligned, honestly. A lot of people are going through the same things. Someone says they're 10 years no contact. Oof. Like with family? You said you dealt with the smear campaign. Who did one on you? Now you don't stand against, you might as well be supporting facts. I'm pretty sure I get it too. Like it's not comfortable taking the side of somebody when you know if you take this side, you might get targeted as well. But when people have a high preference for the truth, they don't mind doing that. Like I've had instances where I've defended somebody and then I ended up being like an enemy as well. At that point, I don't care because if there's individuals that don't care about the truth and they're just trying to gang up on somebody, uh just cuz, then I wouldn't want to associate with those people anyway. A smear campaign is people doing like what's up, Amor? What's good? A smear campaign is people doing lies on you to ruin your reputation, to gain control. Hopefully, you guys get throughout my videos too. Like, it's just control at the end of the day. Every time you guys deal with these enemies and you guys try to understand, like, why are they doing this? It could be as simple as just saying it's just a control thing, to be honest. It makes me question all of the family secrets now. Hey, everyone in the chat, like, did you have a moment in your life when you matured or you awakened and you realized that a lot of your family members were like supervillains? If that has happened, drop ones in the chat. You got like these rose colored glasses when you're growing up, and then you start finding out family secrets. I'm like, yo, this is insane. The family lore goes deep. And then when you start discovering the family lore, it makes sense on why you was treated the way you was treated. You hear the family lore, you're like, all right, it wasn't fair what you went through, but it makes sense now at this point. And someone said it too. The lore was crazy. Facts. That's what I'm saying. You guys got to treat this life like a TV show. That family lore is like the season finale. You get that information, like, and then you step into the new season, like, all right, who's gonna be the new actors? What's up, Tony? What's good with you? We're too strong. They have to try and stop us. Facts. And it never works though. It never works. Uh Jermaine, appreciate the follow. Yo, we got Flip on the YouTube. What's up, my guy? The more I play dumb, bro, the more they think you're dumb. And that's a good thing. I'd rather people think I'm dumb than them knowing I'm seeing what's going on. I think I said in my last video, you got to give people like the Patrick Star treatment. If you guys watch SpongeBob, you guys remember how much Patrick was like making people mad. I have a theory too that Patrick was never dumb. Like I feel like he was playing that whole time. And if they think he's dumb, they left him alone. I think that's truly what was going on. And you got to realize people really see you as Patrick, like in real life, when you actually like. You guys can't get in your head though, like, why do they think I'm? You gotta be like, oh, it's amazing that they think I'm dumb. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. He lives under a rock. Homer Simpson. Oh no, Homer Simpson was actually dumb. Let's not get it twisted. Patrick, that's my theory. I feel like he wasn't really dumb. Homer, I feel like nah, he definitely was. Basie, appreciate the follow. Genesis says we have a soul, they don't. Big difference. Facts. People want to sell their souls when if they didn't, they would have been blessed with all these good things, but they couldn't hold on. They couldn't handle the trauma that they went through. Honestly, sometimes I don't know how we were able to handle it. We held on, and now we're on the other side getting blessed. And because we're getting blessed, these demons don't like it. And that's why they're throwing every single thing they can at us, even when we try to mind our business. Oh, you played a dumb game too? You got to. If you guys are on this journey and you're not doing that, you're probably having a hard time out there, to be honest. The Connie, appreciate the heart me. Then they deny talking bad about you. That's hilarious. You would respect them a lot more if they stand on it, but people like gaslight you in oblivion. They will start a smear campaign and then you'll ask them, like, are you talking about me? No. Why do you say that? It's like, all right. If you like try to communicate with these people, they'll drive you insane. So kind of just have to watch it play out, and you're like, all right, it is not my first rodeo. For everyone in the chat, since you guys have like already went through smear campaigns, is it now like when one happens, are you fully detached where it doesn't affect you? Or do you still think to yourself like, man, this is annoying. I hate that I'm going through this right now. Or are you just able to be like, all right. Tamara, appreciate it. Thank you. You are amazing. She better stay away from me. Detach, I laugh. I like that. Detach. I like that. I like you guys that you are saying detach. I think for me, it's like both. I think 80% detached. And then sometimes I still find myself in a situation where I'm thinking, like, how am I even in this right now? Those ones kind of be annoying. I'm like, yo, if I had just stayed in the house, I would have been cool. Hey, Jen, appreciate it. It is what it is. Facts. I don't react. I know what they want. I ignore them. Facts. Appreciate the heart meme. What makes it worse too is like the smear campaigns that have a hint, like a sprinkle of psychological warfare in there as well. It's one thing that they're talking about you, but now they're playing games to like really drive you insane. That's when you realize you really kind of like made a warlock or a witch mad out there. And they're trying to do everything they can to like wipe you off the face of the earth. Psychological warfare, if you don't know what's going on, you probably was growing up and like you want to like you just thought you were going insane. Now that you kind of know what's going on, people trying to do psychological warfare, you can just watch it and it seems like a kid throwing a tantrum or something. It's the games for me. Yes, protect your energy. Exactly. We only get a certain influx of energy in a day, guys. Don't spend it. It is your currency. Don't spend it on the stupid things. As soon as you see like the stupid games happening, like, oh wait, no, I want this energy for myself. I'm gonna let you be crazy over there. They start telling on themselves by the accusations they throw at you. Facts. Melissa's advanced on this path. That used to be like annoying to me with the accusations. But now I'm realizing that's a gift. If you have reached that level where you get people doing like some crazy accusations on you, people are just telling on themselves in real time. And we talked about this in a previous stream, but you will have people, they will tell you what they're going to do to you if you pay attention. But then if you take it a step further, if someone, because sometimes too, you'll have discernment, you'll know something is up with somebody, like something weird is going on, but you can't really put your finger on it. As soon as they hit you with the accusation, you'll be like, oh, this is what you are. Like that's how you got to move in this journey. Sadie, appreciate it. Thank you. I just laugh and watch. Love it. It's like you get like some entertainment. The plot gets more interesting. Jezebel facts. People be aggressive with you for no reason. I can't say that word on stream, but blank them with kindness. You ever have people where like you just stay kind and you stay nice and it just makes them like mad and upset? It's like the funniest thing. You stay calm, smiling, just like treating them like respect. They start spazzing out. Those are the people, I don't know how they're allowed to be in society. I say this all the time, but people need shirts to like really kind of detail what's going on with them. That would make being outside a lot more comfortable, but people look normal and then start spazzing out of nowhere. I'm like, yo, staying kind makes them mad. Facts. Hey, Rory, appreciate that. Hey, on the YouTube side, thank you guys for all the gifts. You guys are amazing. Play the fool to fool that think they're fooling you. Facts. It's kind of crazy all this knowledge that we stepped into because growing up, you never thought that this was gonna be out there. Thank you, Charlie. All these things you got to learn to like be able to like thrive in society. And I see why some people just disconnect. Some people just go off into a farm somewhere. Some people just disappear. They don't want to deal with it. They literally recruit haters. Facts. People be like thinking they're forming the Avengers against you guys. When you defeat some type of warlock or you defeat a narcissist, they don't just accept the defeat. They go back to the house and the drawing board. They pull down like a list of people and they see who you had an issue with, and they go out there like Nick Fury, like, all right, who can we recruit? Like this person said they didn't like them for that, add them to the team. This person had a small disagreement with them, add them to the team. And next thing you know, you're going against 6, 7 people. What be throwing me off is they really think that this is going to be the end of the story. Like this team, and a lot of them think they're doing good in the world, which kind of really be throwing me off. They recruit everyone you ever loved. In a way, too. Sometimes some people do get recruited where because everyone that gets recruited and believes said lies about you and is willing to go against you, they've always had a problem with you. And I've had instances where I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't expect this person because some people played a part very well. Covert narcs are going to be fast to like hop over and reveal their true colors. Sometimes I do be getting thrown off. I'm like, damn, I thought we were cool. Yeah, companies will go bankrupt for going against you guys. That's why if these jobs knew who you guys were, they would treat you guys with respect. If they knew your spiritual authority, you'll walk in there. They will have you guys starting off in the highest paid rate. Anyone that is like bullying you guys, they will be fast to like yo, leave them alone, because what they got to know, once you guys walk away after they abuse you or they fire you, that job going downhill. Honestly, just because you guys they have like a 3D status, they're like an operator, company manager, doesn't mean they're exempt from all the spiritual stuff. So, and they don't know what be going on. So they do something to you, company starts spiraling. They're not even thinking about you. They're just like, what is going on? What's happening? Walking karma, appreciate it. Coworker G stalking me, leave me alone, get a life. Yeah, I had one doing that. Like in 2024 is when I dealt with a lot of G stalking. 2024. Yeah, I had people showing up at my job, invading my privacy. I had to leave that job. It was crazy. He's facing so much spiritual attack. People be thinking we're crazy, honestly. That's why at this point, like, I don't really care. Like, if you think we're crazy, all right, you about to find out. Okay, I see. I don't know what that is. For real. FAFO. Hey, you guys were the ones that taught me that word. I had put it like in like one of my recent videos, but I remember like you guys would always comment FAFO, and I'll be like, "What is that?" And then I asked, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's funny." You guys be putting me on to like a lot of stuff. Sometimes you have to make the actual crazy people think you're crazier than them. Facts. Start scaring them or whatnot. That is definitely true though. Then they'll definitely leave you alone. That's why sometimes you guys not reacting, people be thinking you're crazy when you don't react. Like you don't have to be like over like dramatic with it. When someone does you like so dirty and you just have a straight face and you're like, all right, and you walk away, that scares people a lot more because they think you're gonna be out there planning your revenge or something. Whole time you be knowing that you're protected and they don't even know what's coming. It's funny too because you guys will have like honey traps come your way and they'll try to traumatize you, not knowing that your past talking stages or relationships, you've already been traumatized, so you're already kind of used to it. So a honey trap will try to traumatize you, and you'll be like, okay, and you walk away, and they'll be like, and then the dynamic will change. They'll be like, did you ever care about me? You didn't. Oh my god! And they'll try to chase you at that point. At that point, you did it to yourself. To be honest, they be think because also too these honey traps, they're used to finding people that they can control. Like it's just easy, and they always think the same thing is gonna happen. So when you flip the script, that honey trap is probably still thinking about you guys right now, thinking that you're gonna be back one day, when in reality you're just like, not out of here. A honey trap is someone the Matrix sends or a spiritual realm, a demonic person that is supposed to throw you off in the form of them getting into a relationship with you and breaking you. Be careful of the ones that want you first. They're very persistent. They'll be the ones that love bomb you in the beginning. You give in, and you're about to have a bad heartbreak. And if you guys have to learn this firsthand, like you guys actually have to learn that on the field, I feel for you guys. But also, too, I feel like some things like we have to go through because if I went back in time and I told myself like, "Hey, look, these honey traps are coming at," I would just sound crazy to like my past self. So a lot of these things you got to go through it to get to the other side and be like, "Oh, this is a thing." It made you so much stronger. Exactly. Never expected us to have this type of level of strength. So honestly, thankful for all the honey traps, the narcissist, the avoidance, the succubus. So much out there too. Love that honey trap. Yeah. You cut your whole bloodline off. That will help you level up as well too. A lot of people in our bloodline, that generational curse, they are curse breakers. I mean, not curse breakers, gatekeepers to getting to like your next reality. Some of you guys will stay broke if you stay around family members. Some of you guys will stay depressed if you stay around family members. As soon as you cut them off, money starts coming in, life starts going the right way. That is an indication right there that like they were draining you. But a lot of you guys don't want to see it because you grew up with them. They brought you into this reality. The Matrix tells you you have to love them. Just like Genesis says, they're karmic family members. Stuff goes deep, guys. Sometimes you watch other people get money opportunities and think to yourself, why is it so hard for me to make money when you're working harder than the other person? You are being a good person. A lot of the times that's like a curse on you guys. And you break it by getting away from certain people and reprogramming your brain. A lot of you guys have been programmed to be poor. Not like it's like a malicious thing. Not like when you're growing up, your family members are like, all right, we got to do this to keep them poor. It's just a curse that's like passed down, and they don't know how to get you to that next level. So it's like they're just putting their trauma on you. And that's why it's very important to heal your trauma. And that's how you break generational curses. I find it hard to believe that no one in our families was trying to heal their trauma. Like, what was going on? Like, it wasn't just not our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, all of them just ignoring this stuff and just watching this cycle continue over and over and over. But lucky us, we told ourselves we're going to break it. And now we got to deal with all the BS that comes with it. Yeah, being poor is like a mentality. Once you get to a certain frequency, like money will just chase you. But you got to believe it. You can't just say it out loud and then still think to yourself, like, oh, it's not really like that. You got to like embody that. And that's why I recommend subliminals. Some people want you to stay small, facts. Some people want you guys to like give up. Like, it's very crazy. Like, some people in your life right now, if it was up to them, they will have you homeless, under a bridge, depressed, this and that. And that should be your motivation to keep going, to be honest. Knowing that when you stay on top of your goals, when you're pushing forward, you're making those people that is preying on your downfall very mad. Some people, and you probably won't even believe this, but it's definitely true. Some people wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is check your page and stuff like that, thinking to themselves, is today going to be the day that you finally like something happens to you? Some of you guys, like, you guys went through a humiliation ritual and you had people literally celebrating. Like, yes, they're finally out of here. Though you got people coming out the woodwork saying, I always knew they were like that. And you're like, whoa, this is insane. Everyone is showing their true colors because your potential be scaring a lot of people, and it makes a lot of people feel small. A lot of people want to be better than they are, and your potential and how you move, it keeps reflecting back the dreams that they have gave up on. So a lot of times when you go through something, people think to themselves like, oh, they're just like us, they're human as well, they failed, which means that I'm gonna do all right. And so when you guys make it through it and you come back on top, and yes, you got stopped for a little bit and you come back and you just like accelerate, you have a lot of people that's just like very, very upset. What's up, Paulette? What's good? Remember, people, silence and unbothered is the key. Facts. Ines, what's good? How you been? Thank you for explaining it. It helps. I got you. Shook Gitty, appreciate the follow. But yeah, guys, keep tapping the screens. We are talking about smear campaigns. Have you ever been through one? And if you have, why? You have dealt with a smear campaign? What's good? What's good? Bluebird and Sand Dancer, appreciate the follow. Great. Are you feeling good? I'm feeling great. It's a cool day. My ex-husband went bonkers after I left. And that should be indication within itself that showed you your energy was the main factor of like why that person was there. People that are like feeding off your energy, and as soon as you walk away, they start spazzing out. Probably someone that was like feeding on you. Yeah, shout out to the mods. Yes, because I went no contact with the whole family. That's crazy too. Like, if you go no contact and you protect your peace and they're still talking about you, it's pretty insane. Kind of shows you like you were never the issue. Because if you were so much of an issue, it's like, why are they still talking about you? Why is your name still circulating at tables that you're no longer around? And I get it. They might talk for the first couple weeks or a month, but you probably have people that's still talking about you for years. Like, it's crazy. You're trying to like really remember what that person was like, and they still are talking about you like they just met, like you guys just fell out like yesterday or something. No one speaks up on your behalf. It's very rare. I'm not going to say that's impossible. If you guys do have people that speak up when you go through these things, I would say hold on to that individual. But yeah, it kind of barely happens. People will watch you getting jumped and they would just like, they'll like be looking at you, like pretend like they don't see you and stuff like that. And you hold your hand out, they'll slap it away, like, get away from me. Because they don't want to get jumped themselves. But really solid people, they'll do it. It's just very rare. The smear campaign reveals the fake ones. That's like the best thing about a smear campaign. Sometimes I know some of you guys be praying, some of you guys go within to ask like things to be revealed to you. Sometimes when you guys do that, a smear campaign will happen because that's going to reveal who's supposed to be in your life and who's not. And in that smear campaign, if everyone turned on you, then there was a lot of conversations you wasn't hearing behind the scenes. If you're able to kind of look at life like from a bird's eye view, you will see that these people was like talking about you a lot, probably in group chats, having like meetings and all these different things. And even without a smear campaign, that gets revealed like in weird ways. Like you got to like pay attention. Sometimes someone in the group snitches on the rest of the people. Sometimes they will talk in a way where it's like an inside joke. If you really pay attention, you will be able to see people's hidden intentions. They involve various agencies against you. Damn, sorry. Truth says when attacks come through heavy, what's the best thing to do? I have a gratitude journal. I alchemize the energy. Anytime like people is doing something to me, it sounds crazy, but I literally write that I'm grateful for the attacks because every attack kind of teaches me something new and I'm able to use it to elevate. So if you send me positive energy, thank you. I appreciate it. If you send me negative energy, I'm also appreciative because it's going to help me elevate. Why does the whole community come at you? Because you're very, very powerful. A lot of these people will not challenge you one on one because they see you don't care, to be honest. So, what is one person's opinion going to do on you? That one person will probably try to come against you and you just laugh. They know that's going to happen. So, they're like, all right, let's see how you fare against multiple people. But even multiple people, you still don't care. And if you're not there yet, you will get there because when this stuff happens to you so much, it's like, it's what at this point in your journey, what else can people do to you, to be honest? That's why you guys had the worst of it already happen. Okay, if you went through all that stuff back to back to back, now it's like people be doing the weird stuff to you and they're like, oh, this is gonna make them depressed, and you're still shining and still pushing forward. It's because you have experience with this stuff already. Words have power and people are afraid of power. They can manipulate facts. And smear campaigns is witchcraft, by the way, as well. People manipulating other people or like coming together. A lot of times, like covens coming together, trying to manipulate other people. They're very sneaky as well because during the smear campaign, it's not always like something that is very overt. Sometimes they plant, what's it called? Like they will go to on secret and like talk to other people and they won't flat out say that you're like a bad person. Master manipulators makes other people come to the conclusions themselves. So they'll go to the other person and not make it seem like they're trying to manipulate them. They will try to seem like they're getting sympathy. And then the person, probably someone that is innocent but is able to be easily manipulated, they will come to the conclusion themselves and automatically think that you're the bad person. I'd be saying like the one who doesn't say anything afterwards and the one that is like chilling, I'm normally on that person's side. I'm like, why is everyone believing these things? Did you have a conversation with this person? They're like, no, but this person said that. And it's like, if you're just going to go off of like what one person said, I don't think that's very wise. They all deserve to get their karma. Facts. Felix, facts. But keep tapping the screens. If you guys are coming into my YouTube, topic is smear campaigns. Have you ever been through one? And if you have, why? Family, jobs, friends, drop your story. And on TikTok, keep tapping the screens. I am Lux. Appreciate the following. For everyone that is in here, a smear campaign is rumors being spread about you with the intention of ruining your reputation. A lot of times narcs do it because they see they can't manipulate you. And if people can't manipulate you, they will manipulate others on how they perceive you. Everyone in here too, the biggest thing I say when you're going through it is to make sure you guys don't get into the mindset of I got to defend myself. Come with proof. They're gonna believe me, this and that. People that's like involved in your smear campaign, they don't care about the truth. A lot of people that's like in it, they've been waiting for your downfall for a minute and they're happy this is happening. So they don't care that you have, they'll ignore all proof that you have. So the best thing to do is just silence. But when you're an empath, it happens a lot. It definitely does. That's why you got to learn how to protect yourself out there in the wild. And yes, guys, that's what I called outside these days because it's only getting worse. The wild is very crazy. But like I said, I'm working on making shirts for people so we can identify who they are. How do you deal with it? Like I said, I just ignore it. If you are very, how do you say it? Like I'm comfortable with myself and I know who I am. So when lies are being said about me, I know it's not truth. If you don't have a steady sense of self, lies will make you question who you are and question if you are doing the things that other people are saying. Talk they talk about talking facts. Get clarification on who you really are. Facts. For me, it was brutal. I was alone in a different country with a different language and culture. And that's when that smear campaign happened to you. Yeah, that's insane. I'm not gonna lie. Regardless, the rules always stay the same. Whenever a smear campaigns happens, it lets me know that I'm not supposed to be around these individuals. Because also, too, sometimes when you are around a group of people or an environment, when your frequency was at a certain level, these people was not no threat to you. A lot of you guys, sometimes you guys are in a job where it was safe because you were at the same frequency, but you were raising your frequency while you were at that job. And now a group of people have to switch up on you because they have to do something to push you out of that environment. So you guys got to be aware of your frequency at all times and understand that by you raising it, you can cause an enemy to appear that was once an ally to you. It's very weird. You love my Philippine shirt? Yeah, a lot of people be loving that shirt when I wear it. I appreciate it. Matthew, appreciate the follow. They switch up. Yeah, you kind of get used to the switch ups on this journey. When I, because before I awaken, of course, everyone in life goes through people switching up. I dealt with it like growing up, but after I awakened, it was just like way too much. Like every other week, it was someone switching up. That's when I started like going down the rabbit holes of quantum jumping, raising my frequency. So now when it happens, I don't really take it personal. If anything, I know that, oh, I'm about to get to like a new chapter or a new timeline. But before, when I didn't have any of this knowledge, the stuff would really depress me. I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes it's very easy to be like, "Is it me? Am I the one doing these things?" Because you start seeing other people, they be talking about having friends for like 20, 30 plus years. They be having reunions, going out once a year, and then you think to yourself, like, you can't even have friends long enough for that to happen. So but it's liberating to once you know that like you're not the issue. It's just that you vibrate a little bit too high to be part of the world. SLW, appreciate the follow. James says smear campaign is slander, and the devil is accuser of the brethren and a slanderer. Exactly. Just agents sent their way to try to like throw you off and whatnot. Jealousy is a major contributing factor. Definitely. Jealousy makes people do some very weird things in this reality. I've seen like some very weird behaviors, and I'm pretty sure you guys are the same way. Everyone in the chat, if you guys have had jealous people do some very insane things to you, drop ones in the chat. And that's why when you are raising your frequency, you will have people switch up because a lot of people view life as a competition. And when your frequency is high, a lot of low vibrational people view it as you're winning. And that jealousy makes them do some very weird things. And when this stuff was first starting to happen, this stuff is so weird and crazy that you be thinking to yourself, like, am I tripping? You're like, nah, there's no way. Because you be telling yourself, like, there's no way someone out there could be this weird. Come to find out that, yes, they can be that weird. Because sometimes, too, like when you're on this journey, I remember I would like type these things into Google because I wanted to see, like, has anyone else went through this situation? And you start to know you're really not of the world when you can't even find solutions to these things on Google. And because I couldn't find a solution to this on Google, I'm like, all right, maybe I'm tripping. But then I start tapping into videos on YouTube of people that is like us. And then they start repeating back exactly what I was going through. And I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. But yeah, in the beginning, I'm like, yo, there's no way I'm experiencing this right now. But yeah, when you guys start seeing the weird stuff start happening, walk away. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt. Giving people the benefit of the doubt can throw you off for months. It's very insane because you're there trying to have like a genuine interaction with somebody, and the whole time they're thinking in their head, I gotta take them out. I gotta they're thinking of how they can humble you, how they can do this and that. And I really want to read people's minds and think like, is that really why? Is that really what you think about a lot? Like, it's very crazy. Facing my smear campaigns on work. I got fired too. I'm losing everything, even my mind. And Mr. Francis, you are not alone. I dealt with that like in 2024. That had me depressed for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, but it gets a lot better. If you guys are on this journey and you guys are losing things in the form of a job, materialistic things, stay the path. You're gonna get everything back like times 10, honestly. Great, appreciate it. The triangulation was nuts. I'm a BS reader, away in healing. I love that. The triangulation, oh man, you guys are giving me like memories right now. People are like very crooked. People that like play both sides, they go up to you. And sometimes too, you open up yourself to like triangulation when you feel like you're going insane and you just want someone to talk to. And you find that one person that you can open up to and you tell them the situation. They act like they can understand you. And you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe the situation wasn't that bad. And then they go and tell the other person, and now they're trying to manipulate from behind the scenes. That will drive you crazy. You're like, but I thought I could trust you. People love control and they like to like play God and stuff like that. So they like to send other people after other people. People will like act like they don't see what's going on, but they're manipulating the other person so they can start attacking you. It's very weird, guys. When you see those type of things, it's time to walk away. I just tell them all false info. Sometimes you got to do that. Triangulation is like, so you have like three people. The person at the top, probably you and another person. The narcissist is probably pitting both of you guys together. So it happens a lot with parents and like siblings. Sometimes you might have like a mom that is playing innocent, but they're pitting you and your sister together or you and your brother. Because if you guys are fighting each other, you don't have time to think about their toxic behavior and stuff like that. So a lot of you guys probably wasn't close with your siblings. because your parent was manipulating the situation. Queena, appreciate the roses. Jealousy from men I tried getting to know over my relationship with my kids. And you're saying that's what start a smear campaign? How many of you guys dealt with a smear campaign from like a relationship partner? That one hurts the most because, like, man, it's supposed to be you and that person against the world. And then they take stuff that you told them in confidence, they start manipulating it, stuff. So that makes you never want to date again. Because I feel like no matter like what happens, the fact that now you are trying to turn other people like against you, it's just very crazy when you got to go through something like that. Going through it right now. I'm sorry. Understanding gets better. Just keep ignoring it. Smear campaigns against me were always just happening in the background. Facts. If you're walking this journey, before you even knew what smear campaigns were, you were going through it. And also, too, a lot of us got a lot of this stuff got normalized. And I want to let everyone in here know that like people talking behind your back, that's not a normal thing. But a lot of you guys, when you were growing up, your parents was probably always gossiping about you to other people over the phone. That's not normal. And if you went through that, you probably got into friendships where they'll gossip about you. And you're like, oh, this is a normal thing. That's not normal. If someone is gossiping about you behind the scenes, that is not someone you want to be friends with. And some of you guys think to yourself, like, all right, can I just like communicate with them and stuff like that? There's some people you guys can't communicate with. Some things just need to be like you just need to know it. And the fact that sometimes people think that you got to like communicate to tell them common sense. Like, what do you look like going up to the individual and telling them like, hey, you talking behind my back, that's my boundary and I don't like you do. Why? That should just be an unspoken thing. I'm sorry. And if they're doing that, some things is like you just got to walk away from people. Because also too, some people will just use that to manipulate you, manipulate the situation, and that will drain you even further. Trying to get someone to understand you that is so committed to misunderstanding you, that will drive you insane. If you can't understand, like if it's constant, like my boundaries is something you don't even want to honor, then why would I want to be around you? Common sense is not so common these days. Facts. You walked all the way to California. How do you like it out here? Knuckles, I got you. Peanut, appreciate the roses. Blue, appreciate the goat. When I walked away from the cult that was targeting me, I was getting downloads from source to not say anything about them, and they started a smear campaign. Yeah, if you guys walked away from a cult, it doesn't fail. Like a smear campaign is gonna happen automatically. When you have this information though, and you know what's gonna happen, it allows you to kind of like move accordingly. So, and that's what will defeat them when they see they can't get you to react or something. Like you take their power away from them. Ashley, appreciate the follow. You know what's a scary thing about this as well? Sometimes you would think that like when people are lying on you, they know they're lying and they know what they're doing is bad. Some people, they sold their soul and they can't face reality. So they've trained themselves to believe their lies. And you're going to see some people that come against you that truly believe like you're the enemy or truly believe that like you're doing something. Like they're projecting the whole behaviors, but they can't face that reality. So at that point, you know you're dealing with someone delusional. And if you stay around someone delusional for too long, that can really ruin your life. Align, appreciate the gift. Because remember, guys, God will give you signs to walk away from somebody. Staying around for somebody for too long, it makes it harder to walk away. If you got the first red flag and walked away, you'll be good. If you walked away like after ignoring 5, 6 red flags, 3, 4 months down the line, now you probably got that person that's going to be watching you for a very long time, if not for your whole life. Because social media makes it very normal to stalk people. Sometimes videos go viral where people are like bragging about stalking people. I'm like, yo, this is the generation that we live in. Appreciate the heart, man. Let them watch. And if you guys are gonna let them watch, give them a show, guys. Darmise, appreciate it. That should be your biggest motivation for becoming your best version, knowing that there's so much people out there that's like preying on your downfall, which is insane to say that out loud because you guys aren't in here preying on anyone's downfall. You guys are like, you want other people to win. And if you do have some type of enemy in your life, you're like, all right, like you're trying not to even pay attention to them. But you actually have people that like, instead of using their prayers to elevate themselves, they're spending that energy to wish that you fail. And that's insane within itself. And that's when you get monitoring spirits. And that's when you have to learn how to move in silence. How can you tell someone sold their soul? Someone with like no morals, someone that is very manipulative. Watch out for the sadistic people. If someone is smiling while they're tormenting somebody else, they definitely sold their soul. The narcissistic smirk. Monitoring spirits be staring facts. That's why sometimes it's uncomfortable going out in public because then you got to get people just staring at you. Some people will look away. Some people will try to be incognito with it. But some people have no shame and they'll just keep staring at you. Yeah, the gym. If you're on this journey and you guys go to the gym, it's gonna be like a spiritual battlefield every time. They have a gang and they stalk me. Yeah, beware of G stalkers, guys. Narcissists recruiting these flying monkeys, people that already don't like you, and now they're stalking you. They start doing psychological warfare on you. Definitely G stalkers. And the best way to win psychological warfare, guys, is to not play. If you start like entertaining it, or if you try to eye for an eye and fight on their battleground, it's gonna go bad for you. When you start seeing stuff like that, just disengage immediately. Some of you guys be thinking like, no, I gotta show them. They're not gonna get away with this. Hey, don't do it. I'm telling you. Even if you somehow get revenge and you beat them at that, like you send back that negative energy, you're gonna get some type of karma for it because you know better. And in this reality, if you know better and still choose to do bad, God will punish you guys very fast. I know it sucks, but we're held to a higher standard, guys. You don't become divinely protected by just doing what everyone else is doing. God's vengeance is always better than ours, facts. Because also too, like whatever you have in your head planned for them, if you want to get eye for an eye, trust that God, your spirit guides are gonna be way more ruthless than you can ever be. I've had like people get their karma, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, guys, I feel bad. I'm like, damn, like they don't have to go that hard. And then even when I feel bad, God is still going. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And because of that, I stay away from people that I know is capable of doing bad. If as soon as I start seeing some jealous, envious behavior, I get away not for my safety at times, but for your safety. I be cutting off people for things they think I have no idea that I don't know about. And I'm like, oh, this can be a bigger problem in the future. I am gone, honestly. And then when you do that too, people will shame you for like, because not a lot of people can see red flags and walk away from people. A lot of people are kind of blind beyond the veil, very codependent. They need people in their life. After you mastered your isolation season, past the humiliation rituals, all those different things, and you get discernment, you guys can see red flags and walk away. And they're not going to know why you did it. They're going to have a feeling of why you did it, but then they're going to try to rationalize and think they're like, there's no way they saw that. And you did see it, honestly. You saw that. And not only did you see that, you use your claircognizance to predict the future, to know if I stay here, you're going to be a bigger threat in the future. So I'm going to just cut it off right here. But they don't have all that vision. They don't know you be seeing that. So people will start shaming you into protecting your boundaries and stuff like that. If you don't allow people to manipulate you, they will throw all these different type of titles at you guys, because you're not letting them traumatize you. You're not letting them like torment you. If you walk away from a manipulator, they're going to say you're a narcissist, you're an avoidant, you're a warlock, all that different stuff. You think you're better than us? Facts. Jen, appreciate the rose. And you'd rather deal with the accusations than allow them to be around them and allow them to do it. Because I know for a lot of you guys had instances where you guys ignored your discernment. It's like you saw something, you probably even told them what you saw. You're like, yo, like other people have done this. I feel like you're gonna do it, this and that. They gaslight you, you give them a chance, and then they do exactly what you told them they were gonna do. And then if you told them, if you tell them, I thought you were going to do this, they'll laugh at you at that point. They're going to be like, they got you. They're going to be like, you saw it, you called it out, and you still allowed them to do it to you. These demons are crafty. You guys can't feel bad for like the demons and stuff like that, because if the roles were reversed, they're not thinking about you. They want to get your energy by any means necessary. They're willing to lie to you. People will lie with a straight face. I don't know how I made it this far in my life without discernment. I was just out there just chilling. People just lying to me with a straight face, and I just took everything at face value. And then it will turn out that they lied, and I'll be very confused. Like, but they said. But I start discovering that people are lying out here. That was crazy. And then when you unlock discernment, you got to train yourself to be able to like actually like listen to it. Because now that you can see it, you don't want to believe what you are seeing, because you go from thinking everyone is a good person to realizing there's like 90% of people just manipulating out here and just being demonic. Your discernment is going to be so strong and you're going to see through everything. It's more rare to run into someone that is genuine and not playing games. And at this point, when I run into someone that's actually genuine, it be throwing me off. Every time they do something genuine, I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Are you genuine? And I'll be like, it's like a rare alien, like you meet out in society and stuff like that. And if you guys have someone like that in your life, you better hold on to them. Because if you meet that person, it'll probably be like another year or another 6 months before you run into another one. We're all spread out like across the world and stuff. And you guys will have moments in your life where you get kind of lonely. You're like, I don't want to be alone forever. Let me peek my head out there, see what's going on. And then you get reminded immediately why you stay in the house. Because people do play the part very well in the beginning. And as soon as they do that one little manipulative thing, you're going to be like, oh, that's what it is. Should I give them the benefit of the doubt? Should I not? And then once again, if you give them the benefit of the doubt, I appreciate that. If you give them the benefit of the doubt, they're going to end up doing you in. My cats are the most genuine souls around. I believe you. Hey, Alex, appreciate you being here. Most people are weird and lack integrity. We have to start accepting that. Facts. And I understand why a lot of people move like that. Of course, there's some very demonic people out there, but for some people, they just think that if you can't beat them, join them. So they don't want to become like the next victim themselves. So they learn the game. Some of these people are out here playing it and they really don't want to play it, but they feel like they're forced to. Me, I don't care like what, like if I got to go against this, I'm not playing no games. It's very annoying. Think about in a reality where like if you won every game and you had people under your control and you were winning in the Hunger Games, that just sounds very like hellish. I don't like people being under my control. Like it's very like nah, it's not for me. Some people love it though. Some people every night they watch manipulation videos. They go out, they talk to people and they're like, "Oh, this didn't work. Well, I'll try this next time." They're trying to master the game by any means necessary because the Matrix promises them that if you sell your soul and you master witchcraft, you will be promised all these riches, you will be promised status, cars, materialistic things. People see that growing up, they get programmed and they think to themselves like, all right, I got to get good at this. And that's why God knew this stuff was going to happen. So God's like, all right, I'm gonna even the playing field for you guys. If you guys stay genuine, if you guys don't sell your soul, you guys will get some spiritual gifts. And here we are. Now we're like the small percentage of the world that's that's not trying to operate within society. And I'm not gonna it's actually pretty cool having these gifts. It seems like we're part of like a secret gang or something called the Collective. And we're out here like fighting demons and stuff like that. Telling you guys, we could make a movie out this stuff. Care Bears, the movie. Care Bears versus Evil. Hero season 1. I think that name's taken. And once you have this knowledge, life becomes like a lot more manageable. Because before you awaken, man, very depressing time. You're like, what is going on? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? And you came up against like some very demonic people. Some of you guys was like some of you guys were young, battling like high level warlocks, people that already mastered the game. You was going against them, your genuine self, and wondering why you were finding yourself in the situations that you were in. Some of you guys was fighting your family members. Some of you guys' family members are the one doing the smear campaigns, which is insane. One parent or a sibling telling the whole family you did this, and you're like, damn, where's my support? Where are the allies? And your family knows how you are. They know you're empathetic. They know you're not going to fight back. So that's why they feel comfortable doing it. And that's why when you guys first awakened and you guys walked away from them, they were very surprised off of that fact because they never thought that you were going to figure things out. And they almost got us. I'm not going to lie. It took us a lot of years to figure this stuff out. But then once we figured it out, we start like memories start activating. We start thinking back to like our whole like childhood and stuff like that. And like it was in our faces this whole time. And when you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, every time you get around certain people, you just see that demonic like entity behind them and stuff like that. You can see that some of your family members, they don't even know how to communicate without manipulating. As soon as they open their mouth, they start manipulating. And you're like, damn, I was surrounded by this for a very long time. And then you'll cut them off and they'll make you the issue. A lot of you guys sometimes be scared to cut off people because you have this information already. You know that cutting them off activates a smear campaign immediately. So a lot of you guys be having your back up against the wall. You be thinking to yourself like, all right, do I A, keep this person in my life and have them still keep being a menace to me? Or 2, do I cut them off and go to war? Hey, appreciate that. And sometimes that's why sometimes it is hard to cut off people because like you don't want to deal with it. But then you're like, all right, if I don't cut them off, it's just they're going to become a bigger issue later on. So then you cut them off, and there you go. Because also, some people can't take accountability. Like, it's very insane. You guys have passed certain tests, trials, and tribulations. So it's not hard for you guys to be like, hey, you know what? That was my fault. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Some people will take it to the grave. And some people, and this happens with a lot of you guys as honey traps, no one has ever told them no. No one has ever made them take accountability. So they grew up like a little kid in their mind, used to always getting their way. So you got to understand that when you cut off certain people, the act of cutting them off is holding them accountable, and they can't face that. And now they got to go to war with you. Some people, you think you cut them off and that's the end of the story. Nah, it's just beginning, because they need to make sure you feel it by any means necessary. They'll reach out to people you know. They'll post about you on social media. They'll start initiating psychological warfare. And the whole time you're watching this person from a distance, like, whoa, this person is going very hard. Very hard to ruin your reputation. And then if you ignore it and you still push forward and don't allow it to get to you, you're gonna drive that person insane. Like, but then also they drive themselves insane, because if they just left you alone, or because a lot of times these situations happen, if people self-reflect, they can avoid all that karma and stuff like that. If after you cut somebody off and they're thinking to themselves like, okay, why did this person cut me off? Let me go journal about it. Go deeper, go deeper. Oh, this is what happened. And I'm probably like this because this happened in my childhood. They could become better and attract better opportunities and better people in their life. But instead of them doing that, they're like, all right, you must be the issue. So now we got to go to war. And sorry if these people are you guys work with, because someone being your enemy at a job is very uncomfortable, honestly. Because now you're forced to go in there and have to deal with this person. You're someone that just wants peace, but they want chaos. And some of these people don't even care about the job. They'll destroy their whole, like, what they got on at the job to take you out as well. So you guys gotta be careful. There's some crash outs out there, honestly. There's some people that's willing to like sacrifice everything to take you out. Like, it's crazy. They'll spend all their money, their resources, their attention. Epidemic. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's why you put your arms together to pray. It creates something like an EMP. Hey, appreciate the wisdom. Thank you. But yeah, people are willing to like just go the extra mile. Like, and that's why too, you will probably have an enemy for your whole life, because they already wasted so much to try to take you out. So now they feel like if they leave you alone, that all their sacrifice is going to be in vain. So you guys probably have that one villain in your life that pops up every now and then, like every 3 or 4 months, because they want to make sure that like they truly take you out. Every hero needs a villain in their story, guys. If you guys got one, you guys know you're on the right path and stuff like that. If you don't got haters, if you don't got people trying to ruin your life, then you're probably not doing something right. But don't ask yourself like, why are they doing this? Just tell yourself like, oh, I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I got to do. One villain, bro, it's an entire army. Facts. But sometimes too, you'll have like one person of the coven like branch off. The coven already accepts that, like, hey, look, we can't take this person down. They're protected by something, or they're doing something on behind the scenes. Sometimes the coven understands that, like, all right, we shouldn't mess with that person. But you'll have someone within the coven, they will have like an obsession with you, and they will branch off from the coven to still attack you and stuff like that. And they got to keep learning that lesson over and over. Even when the other coven themselves learned it, that one person is like, nah, I can do this. And you're like, all right. Katila, appreciate the roses. I treat it like I'm a parade. I love it. Yes, he was so obsessed. It's crazy, guys. Didn't they just have a movie come out called Obsessed? You guys be living this stuff like in real life. When you were probably like growing up and you would hear these like stories from like movies and stuff, people being obsessed, people stalking, people doing this. I thought a lot of this stuff was like made up, or I thought a lot of people was like over exaggerating these stories. When you fully go through it, you're like, oh wow, this is a real thing. You will have people be obsessed with you. You will have people pretend to actually be you. You will see some very weird things, and it's gonna make you question yourself, like, is this really happening right now? Not made up, very true facts. That's why some of this information, like you see on the internet, you're probably gonna think it's crazy until you actually go through it yourself. Because it's very hard to put yourselves in the shoes of a crazy person. But a lot of people, they couldn't take the trauma. You guys were strong enough to come out on the other side like normal, genuine souls. Some people go through trauma and they're still asking themselves, why did that have to happen? And it turns them into like straight demonic people. Crash outs, facts. That's why I recommend shadow work. Because if you don't do shadow work, you become shadow dominant consciousness. And sometimes they'll be normal, but then sometimes they get possessed by that shadow, by that demon. And if you can see people like have like that mask and it comes off and it comes back on, you gotta get away from those people. I didn't even know what masking was until I awakened. I just thought everyone was normal at a point. And I know that's kind of naive to think, but that's just how I was thinking. I thought everyone just thought like me. And that's why I was getting jumped like all the time and getting like obliterated. You come to find out a lot of people aren't as they seem. A lot of people are straight up shapeshifters. It's crazy. You will have someone in your face be like, yo, hey, it's not, you're amazing. Keep going. Love you, this and that. Turn around, just talk the most mess about you and start plotting on you and stuff like that. And that's why your discernment, you got to like be able to see through stuff like that. Shadow dominant consciousness, elaborate. So we all have a shadow self. You can't get rid of your shadow self at all. If people say that, it's a lie. When you do shadow work, you learn how to integrate your shadow self in a healthy way. Some people, they don't do the shadow work, and that shadow that they have, they allow it to dominate their consciousness sometimes, which allows them to be a demon. So their shadow, for some people, they didn't get enough attention when they were a kid. When they get older, sometimes that shadow can manifest, and that's why they attack other people that get attention, and they start trying to humble people and stuff like that. Not all people have demons. All people have a shadow. All people have a shadow self. I've literally seen someone I called a role model turn on me because someone they were around didn't like me. That's something you guys got to get used to in this path as well. Uh, a lot of people talk about this in music a lot. They say idols will turn into rivals. That's something you will like experience on this path as well. People want to see you doing good, just not better. You will probably have a mentor in your life or someone that's helping you out. Don't think that just because someone was helping you when you were at like a smaller point doesn't mean that they can be an enemy to you as well. It's going to be very confusing when you go through it. But if this person was up here and this person was helping you when you were down here, they are harmless. They're good. But if you start coming up, you start coming up. Now they're like, how do you get so close? And now they're trying to like push you back down, push you back down. You're coming up, coming up. Now you got an enemy. Now you got someone else helping you out. Now they're attacking you and doing things you never expected out of that person. Robert Greene's book Mastery talks about that. That if you do want to master something in this reality, you are going to need mentors. You're going to need people that is more experienced helping you out so you could learn from them. But he talks about it in that book as well that eventually you got to learn when to walk away from those people. They can only help you out to a certain point. And if you stay somewhere too long where you're not supposed to be, Some people, like, you're on a bus with them, and if you don't get off the bus and you stay and keep going, they'll eventually start acting out and doing some crazy things to you. And yeah, just like Lika said, sometimes they help because it makes them feel one up. Some people like helping you because it puts them in a position that's above you. Sometimes you guys have parents where, yeah, they're supporting you, yeah, they're helping you out, but as soon as you get independent, now there's tripping on you. Now they're trying to humble you because your independence threatens them in a way. That they talked about that in the book of Adult Children of Emotional Immature Parents, which is a good book if you grew up with narc parents. That will give you guys a lot of clarity on what you guys experience. How can you humble the humbled? Facts. When you guys are on this journey, people trying to humble you when you are already humble, can't do it at all. Some people just see you though, and they think to themselves, like, you don't look like what you went through. And they make it their mission to be like, yo, I gotta humble this person. Like I'm gonna be doing like God's they're thinking they're doing something good by humbling you, which in reality you are a humble person. You don't get your confidence from a compliment. And a lot of times when people try to humble you and you ignore it, now they gotta feel uncomfortable. Now they gotta feel that awkward energy and stuff like that. Appreciate the heart, man. I get my confidence from God, not my parents. Love it. And in this crazy diluted world, guys, some people will get offended that you don't get humbled. If they can't humble you, they'll start saying you're arrogant, you're narcissist. It's crazy. There's like a lot of shaming tactics that people will do. You really got to know who you are in this reality, because so many lies are going to be thrown at you. Even after you awaken, you realize that the Matrix was lying to you about everything. And also understand that a lot of people are playing characters and they want to maintain the illusion by any means necessary. So you got to know when you're dealing with fake people, and don't take what they do personal, because you can also in a way have empathy for them. They were just people that couldn't figure it out. The trauma was just way too much. All these people started off normal, to be honest. Like, I look at everyone as like with their inner child. A lot of these demons is like a little kid that just went through so much that they couldn't figure it out. Does it excuse the behavior? Nope. Because we all do have the same type of resources to get better. But at the same time, I understand them. Projection is the Lulu. Facts. That's another thing I didn't know, like growing up. I didn't understand projection. Once again, I took everything at face value. So anytime someone would accuse me of something, I'll go to the house like, am I that? Start doing some research. I'm like, let me figure this out. It just sounds weird though. Like people can really just accuse you of what they are, and a lot of people really believe it. It's insane. Life definitely is not for the fair. Facts. The society is set up to the fact that the more narcissistic you are, the easier it's going to be able to like kind of move up on this social ladder and stuff like that. And when you look at like a lot of friend groups too, it's like a social ladder as well. A lot of friend groups are covens, a lot of friend groups are cults. You have the one that is in charge, and you have other people in the group that is doing their best so they can move up on that social ladder as well. That's why a lot of people in the group, they let that leader get away with a lot of BS. But then when you do something, it's an issue. And then if you are someone that doesn't care about the social ladder, you're pretty much a threat to their whole way of living and stuff like that. And that's when they're going to start punishing you for it. Hierarchy, exactly. It's so crazy to watch it switch up in real time as well. Whether you deal with it in a friend group, at a job, in a family system, the way that they love you in the beginning makes it feel like you're gonna be best friends with these people like forever. You're gonna start thinking to yourself like, my suffering is finally over. I finally found my group. Things are going to be different. And it's always the same. No matter how like happy they are with you, they can literally be like, you're the best person in the whole world. We're amazing. They will end up doing you so actually, the more of a pedestal they put you on in the beginning, the more they will drop kick you off that pedestal. So if people are putting you on a pedestal in the beginning, I don't think it's wise being around those people. People start putting me on a pedestal. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Or I try to do something to like make them get me off of that pedestal. Because once the honeymoon phase of that friendship or relationship is over, you're gonna start seeing like an actual supervillain like manifest like in your reality. Someone that was complimenting you so much in the beginning, now you can't do no right. Every time you talk to that person, they just start attacking you. Like, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do this? You're always messing up. You're like, oh, this is crazy. That's why if you guys are at these jobs, you guys got to lower your power level. Try not to stand out. Make your money go home. Because once that micromanaging starts, you literally have 30 minutes before they get you out of there. Rise of a Hero, appreciate it. He says the universe doesn't send divine connections often. Facts. Is that why I get attacked? Definitely. A lot of you guys can't work a 9 to 5, and God has been trying to show you that, but you don't know what to do without it because of the program. But understand that if you guys are trying to make it work at a 9 to 5, you're gonna run into like a lot of issues. No matter how good they are in the beginning, no matter how much they're saying you guys are like a family or something, that one coworker that keeps trying to be your friend, don't accept the invite to go out with that friend. Just keep it cordial. You go out with them, think everything's cool. Next thing you know, you got rumors being spread about you. Trust me, guys, I've been through it too many times. So how do I make money? I'm gonna let the chat answer that one. If you guys don't work a 9 to 5, what's like some other ways you can make some money in this reality? Or is a 9 to 5 the only way? Is that the only way you can make money? User, appreciate it. Online businesses, do lives, digital marketing. So you guys are hip. Entrepreneurship. The person that just asked that question, just pick one of these, honestly. I also think as human beings, I think because of social media, we're getting conditioned to want instant gratification. You can do whatever you want, but you got to understand it is going to take some time. And that's why a lot of people fall back on 9 to 5s because it's get hired and you start getting paid immediately. Anything you want to do, just put some time into it. And you don't have to work at it 8 hours every single day. Put 1 hour into it. Compound interest. You work at something an hour every single day. A year from now, you look back and be like, oh, wow, it wasn't as hard as you made it out to be. Precious, appreciate it. If you guys also want to speed up the process, you guys can get a job where you get like a lot of free time. Someone said graveyard shift. That's how I was able to like because I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do TikTok. So I would get jobs where I had like overnights where I can just be to myself and do what I gotta do. Just make TikToks or just like jobs. Even like there's some jobs where like even throughout the day, you really just gotta be there. They don't really be checking up on you and stuff like that. Jess is like, I can cuddle with my cat, but go out with a coworker and you're done. Facts. Watch out for those who stroke the ego. Facts. Some people try to disarm you with the with like stroking your ego and stuff like that. Compliments aren't bad, but people that are being manipulative with their compliments, that's another thing. I noticed a lot of men fall for that. I don't know if you guys will push back on that, but a lot of men, especially in the 3D, are like they operate from ego very heavy. And a lot of people use that against them. And they don't even know they're being used. It's crazy. take all the compliments, but after that, get the hell out of there. Facts. I think Jimi Hendrix talked about that, where he's like he had trained himself to not even like compliments because he understands that like what are they gonna do for the most part. I was like that at a point, but still like I want to be someone that can accept it. Like I don't want to just people tell me something. I was like, okay. But yeah, at a certain point, you kind of start studying the law of rhythm. And when you master that law, it's pretty much you never get too high, you never get too low. I never let a compliment get to my head, and I never let a hate comment really like throw me off. That's how I look at it. And then some people will do witchcraft on you. Like they will tell you it's weird. Like they'll compliment you because they want you to be that. Like it's weird. They will tell you like, "Hey, I love that you text back so fast," or this and that, because they're trying to get you to stay doing that. And like, it's weird. Like if you have discernment, you can tell like when someone is not doing it in a genuine way. RIP Jimi Hendrix. Kimmy, appreciate the follow. Seriously, I don't know how they sleep at night. I'll be thinking the same thing. All this stuff, like I'm so glad like social media is a thing, because imagine doing a spiritual warfare without social media. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm that strong. I think that's why I chose my soul contract to spawn in at this time in reality. If I had to do this with no social media, I would be going crazy right now. Because the only reason I didn't think I was crazy was because I saw other people talking about this online. But in real life, I'm like, is anyone else thinking like this? I was getting mad. I was trying to open up to people. People was disinterested. They were mad I was talking about this. So I'm like, yo, this is okay. I'm about to just live my life as a crazy person. So for all the like gripes of this soul contract and all the stuff I had to go through, at least I was born in this time. And yes, social media comes with like a lot of bad, but we're not going to ignore the good that comes with social media. Because when I start finding people online to talk to, I was in these TikTok lives just like you guys. These TikTok lives is the only time I was feeling sane. I would go out there, I would work my 9 to 5, be surrounded by NPCs, come home, hop on a TikTok live, and start connecting with people. I stopped watching TV. I stopped doing all the stuff I was doing, just TikTok live. Went to that search bar, typed in spirituality. And whenever my favorite creators wouldn't go live, I'm like, what do I do now? It's hard to find people like you in real life. Yeah, we're like spread out. Someone had said it earlier, but like 1 in every 100 person. And I said the point too where it's gonna be when you meet someone empathetic and genuine, that's gonna feel weird. You guys are so normalized to this stuff. Like when you guys see demons, you're like, okay, just another Tuesday, just another Sunday. But then when you run into like a good person, you're like, wait, what's going on here? Where did you come from? Are you trying to trick me? And then you realize it kind of goes both ways as well. People aren't used to you guys because there's so much demonic people out there. So that's why I know too, like I can't just be out there being nice to people because they're gonna think like, what does he want? Is he trying to manipulate me? Especially because I got tattoos and stuff like that. So the way I am doesn't match how I look. So that's when people be really throwing off and stuff. Takes a little convincing for them to realize, oh, you're not bad. You're cool. Right. Who sent you? Are you another honey trap? I've already dealt with so much heartbreak. Get away from me. You can recognize the ones like us sometimes. Some people play the part very, very well. And you got to kind of like study and get more data on people. You guys ever do that when you're like, you're probably supposed to walk away, but you're like, let me see. Let me get more data on this person because you haven't seen this type of weird before. So you just want to be sure. That's the curse of curiosity. Sometimes I'm like, yo, like, am I really seeing this right now? And that's why your guys' discernment is so strong because you guys are like a lot of people are case analysis to you. Can't help it. It's so intriguing. Facts. You're like, I wouldn't do that. So why are you doing it? What from your childhood is making you act like this right now? And the more you peel back the layers, then you start to see them for the demon that they actually are. And then once you do that, they don't even look like the same person after that. Once you guys know someone is demonic, they look very different. It's like the tint on them goes dark. Everything they do just seems like off now. And you're like, oh, that's what the mask is. It's like an actual energetic thing that they do. And now that you got the information, you see them for who they are. And that's what they're scared about. They're scared that people are eventually going to figure them out. And that's why the one person in the group that sees who they are, they try to take you out immediately. And that's also why you guys have dated people. And then after you break up with them, you look at them later and you're like, that was not my type. So why did I ever get with that person? But it was more so that there was a mask. So that's why they looked a little bit different. Guys, keep tapping the screens, keep tapping the screens. Appreciate you guys being in here. If you guys are on my TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, where this live will be uploaded afterwards. Call this man out on his BS and so aura and personality change. Hey, Leopard, appreciate that. That's how it be. You call people out, you start seeing them for exactly who they are. You're like, yo, this person was like a demon this whole time. That's the beautiful thing about discernment, but it also comes with like a lot of loneliness because a lot of people won't see what you see. So when you are seeing the demon on that person, you got to understand that like other people don't see that. Other people still see the shining light, the most charismatic person in the room, hilarious, and they'll hate that you even have an issue with that person. Like, why are you trying to cause issues? We're all good here. Even when sometimes they know someone is a bad person, honestly, but they don't want to ruin the dynamic. They'd rather you just ignore it. And that's why when you get into it with a narcissist, a flying monkey will come your way. And that flying monkey will come your way trying to brainwash you. Yo, it's funny when you have discernment and like you're awakened to this stuff. You can notice when people are trying to brainwash you. Like it seems like a cult. Like they just come to you as like, that's just how they are. I didn't mean it like that. You're like looking at them like this person literally tried to take me out. Why are you like co-signing this right now? But they went through stuff when you went through stuff too. You're not out here trying to take out people. I don't think you guys can ever go through something where you just start changing your mindset of, let me start trying to destroy other people. At that point, I'd be thinking, did you even try to like heal? Like, what shadow work did you do? Because for you to become a straight up narcissist, that means you had to ignore it. You had to ignore a lot of things and you had to bury a lot of things and you just straight ignored it. So, and because they choose to ignore it, now you got to get into a boss battle with these people. And these boss battles will happen randomly. You can never really prepare yourself for it. You can't be like, oh, this person's about to start spazzing out. It just starts happening randomly. And you're like telling yourself, how did I find myself in this situation again? Because also you guys are here for a mission. You guys signed that soul contract. So you guys can be on a farm somewhere and you guys can be ducked off from society. It's still gonna find you somehow. And trust me on that. Some demon's gonna find you when God tells you, like, hey, there's an assignment. There's a demon out there causing some ruckus. It's probably someone gonna come to your farm delivering something. Just start getting to a boss battle immediately. Esther's like, what is a boss battle? I basically use that as a term for when someone starts spazzing out. You're minding your business, just trying to do what you got to do. Someone just starts being demonic, start causing issues, start poking you for a reaction. And you guys are like at a high level at this point where you guys can get through a lot of boss battles, but a lot of it still be annoying. Not gonna lie. In a perfect world, it would just be us, the awakened souls, chosen star seeds, take away the 9 to 5s, take away these social constructs. If it was like that, I wouldn't mind going outside, to be honest. But right now, because like the planet's at the 3D, when I look out the mirror, and I'm not even over exaggerating, I literally see everything on fire. It's on fire. And if I can help it, I don't go out there, to be honest. I'm not really trying to put myself in any unnecessary unnecessary battles. Even though I know it's still coming my way, I try to minimize it as much as possible. But if it was just us guys, we had an island, no narcs, that's a utopia right there. We can have conversations without having to worry if someone's going to use this against us. Everyone is like, hey, appreciate that. It's my first time getting that one. We wouldn't have to worry about like anyone taking the information we say to use against us. People saying good morning, actually meaning it. That sounds like an amazing society. But once again, we got to deal with people that look normal. That's what be throwing me off the most. People that look angelic can actually be the most demonic. It's crazy. Heaven on earth. We need an island. That would be fire. Paper, appreciate it. But like I always said too, the narcs are gonna find us regardless. We make that island, we'll probably have a cool 2 weeks of peace before we start getting infiltrated or something. That's gonna be our movie or something. Like, that's the plot, guys. It's gonna start off amazing. It's gonna start off as like a paradise, and then like a narc is gonna like come in, and it's gonna be like a zombie. Like, we're not gonna know it at first. They're gonna start infecting other people and stuff. That's kind of how this narc epidemic started, because we weren't born like evil. One narc started coming out there, they start traumatizing someone else. One narc cheated on somebody, then that person went out, start traumatizing 3 more people, and then it just start going across the whole world. And now we're in the midst of it. We're the ones that didn't change. And trust me, they're still gonna try. They've been trying to convert you guys for a minute. They sent you guys honey traps, narcissistic family members, or like narcissistic relationships, job humiliation rituals. And the fact that you guys are still good and pure, that's a miracle within itself. And I always say, you guys got to give yourselves a round of applause. W's in the chat, W's in the chat. Because the odds be stacked up against you guys. You guys have gotten older, and you guys have grown up with other people around you, and you see all these people get converted around you. You probably had a favorite cousin out there, got converted. You probably had a friend, that friend went through something, got converted. And they're looking at you like, why didn't you get converted? And sometimes you probably be thinking it to yourself, like, how didn't you become a villain? All the stuff that happened to you, it will be no surprise. No one will blame you if you went out there and like was a villain. But it's not in your guys' heart. You guys can't be bad. Anytime you try to be bad, you can't stop thinking about it. Like, I shouldn't have done that. Oh man, and that's why we're on the side. Now you're part of the minority fighting in the midst of the spiritual warfare. Your heart won't let you. Favorite cousins converted. It's sad to see that as well, because a lot of you guys be meeting narcs when they're already in their final form and stuff like that. But to see someone that was once a good soul and then see them get converted, that's very sad to see. Because now you got to say goodbye to them and they don't even know why. Because now they have a demon in them that's trying to attack you, and the vessel doesn't even know what's going on. You probably got photos when they were like a normal individual. And then life be hard, not gonna lie. They be going through some things. Someone says I'm echoing. Am I, guys? Am I? All right, said no. Got you. But yeah, someone says brother converted, best friend converted, ex-husband converted. It's crazy, man. Hey, you got to be like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys can never downplay your strength, because you guys have seen people that you consider to be strong people get converted. And the fact that you guys held on and stayed strong and didn't lose yourself to get from point A of your life to point B at the very end and still be your authentic self is an accomplishment within itself. And that's why we are God's strongest soldiers. Like, that's where strong comes from. Like, the fact that you can go through all these things and be like, I'm not going to be like them. Because once again, someone goes through like one bad thing in their life and they just think to themselves, like, all right, about to be a supervillain out here. The world must pay for what that one person did to me. And I'm like, okay. But not to say that like we were perfect. We probably had moments where we stumbled, but we're also very intuitive individuals. So a big reason why we stayed the way that we are is because we kind of listened to like God's messages along the way, whether you know it or not. But God was like always guiding you like through all of these like dark situations. And sometimes God be putting you in these bad situations so you can realize that you're not supposed to be around this individual. So I truly believe everything does happen for a reason. And that's why even in my low moments, like I always know a positive is gonna come out of this, to be honest. Where can we get this recorded live? Subscribe to my YouTube. Link is gonna be in my bio. As soon as I finish this live, just gonna upload on there. I appreciate the roses. Thank you. I believe it's like basic training for the soul. Facts. The fact that like basic is basic though, like it don't be feeling basic. Yeah, we make it look good. Yeah, we make it look easy. But our trials and tribulations, this stuff was insane. Not gonna lie. Having all these sleeper agents. What's up, Michelle? What's good with you? How you been? And the appreciate the rose and I am me. Appreciate it. When you walk away, everything falls to blank. Definitely. That's why I'm telling you guys. Like some people, you got to learn like not to forgive them. Some of you guys be feeling bad. Like, well, I want to forgive them. I know there's some good in them. Sometimes you got to understand that like some people only learn their lesson like once you walk away from them and that karma hits, because constantly forgiving people, it kind of you're making like it what's it called, giving them an excuse for them to keep doing the same thing over and over. So some people, you got to just leave them when it's time to leave them, and then yeah, forgive them as well. Because if you don't forgive, that's going to be like a anchor to like that timeline that you are on. Don't get bitter when other people do the things that they do. If you can have people do what they do, forgive, move on. I'm not saying forget, but if you forgive, it will allow you to elevate like a whole lot faster. Enabling them. That's the word I was looking for. Don't be bitter, be better. Ooh, you guys dropping gems. Forgiveness is for them. Facts. Why chosen ones always have monitoring spirits? You're destined for greatness. You are supposed to help this planet raise in consciousness and the vibration of the planet. A lot of demonic entities don't want that to happen, and they're trying to figure you out. They're trying to sabotage you in real time. You kind of get used to it after a certain period. People spying on you, people trying to figure you out. Your discernment will be able to detect them when you start doing the work. Like a lot of this stuff starts to become obvious. And even if you don't have like the information, sometimes God be protecting you like in real time. Sometimes you'll be talking to somebody and then you start getting blank. You forget what you're gonna say. A lot of times when that happens, that's God trying to protect you against like monitoring spirits. It's levels to this. New levels, new devils. You go from like level 1 monitoring spirits from people just straight up asking you questions. Then you have like higher level monitoring spirits where they'll manipulate you into giving away the information and you probably won't even know what's happening. I don't want to see I don't want to see anybody go hungry, just not eat at my table. Facts. It's kind of crazy he posted a Tupac message. I was watching like one of his videos like earlier today. Very prolific. He was very intelligent. God, appreciate the gift. No crumbs for you. User, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Tupac's tight. You met Tupac when you were a teen? How was that? It's a battle of consciousness, facts, in a system that keeps people in a lower state of consciousness. Therefore, they technically work for the matrix system of lower consciousness. Facts. And that's the craziest thing, too, because when these people do things to you, you truly can't take it personal because they don't even know what's going on. They're fighting for a system that they don't even know they're fighting for, and they truly believe that they are good. And you could try to wake them up every which way. You could sit them down, tie them to a chair, feed them the information, and really try to get them to wake up. They're not going to see what you see. So a lot of times you be battling people, they don't even know they're battling you. All they know is that like you're a threat and that you're being difficult or that you're doing this. And that's why like they'll make you an enemy like in these stories, a villain in these stories, because they truly do believe you're a villain a lot of the time. And a lot of these people, they don't want to take accountability because taking accountability means they got to break out of that delusional bubble that they are in. And a lot of people are too comfortable being in it. They don't want to face reality. Many are called, few are chosen. People have gotten the call to wake up, but a lot of people choose to stay asleep because it's a lot more comfortable than facing what's going on out here. And once again, you guys answered the call. So props to you guys. You guys have a high preference for the truth. And that's not a given in the society. A lot of people like love illusions. That's like what I'm noticing about this reality. The more you are walking in your truth, and it doesn't stop either because there's like the big matrix and there's like mini matrices as well. So just because you awaken and now you're in a group of like spiritual people doesn't mean that you are safe from the same things that plague the matrix as a whole. You can like you get out of that first cave, Plato's cave allegory, and then you come out into another cave with all like a lot more spiritual people. But then you might step out of that cave and now you're getting into it with these spiritual people because now what you're believing is going against what they believe and stuff like that. So you got to understand if you keep learning and you keep elevating, you're always going to reach new levels where you're going to start triggering people that was once at one level with you as well. And that's why a lot of you guys probably what is like just find yourself alone all the time because yeah, you get to one level, but you guys aren't stopping to be honest. Something about you guys makes you want to learn like constantly. Even when you're not reading a book, even when you're not watching videos, you guys are constantly thinking and don't underestimate the power of thought and you guys going within because all these answers are within, to be honest. Sometimes you guys speak, you don't even know how you know the things that you know. It's because you're breaking it down in your head. All we got to do is pay attention, to be honest. All the answers is like right there. And the people at the top know that. So that's why they want to keep us distracted by any means necessary. When a lot of NPCs gets closer to the truth, hey, what's up, Michelle? When a lot of NPCs get closer to the truth, like as a group, the Matrix will send a distraction where everyone is talking about something, and it will pull them back to being able to see what is going on. But in all honesty, like even NPCs, if they got away from the distractions, they could wake up as well. But the stuff goes very, very deep. It's very hard to shift people's programming to being able to see the truth. User, I just went through a lot. And because I went through things, like I wanted answers. I never go through something and just be like, oh, that's it just happens. Anything I go through, I'm doing research on it. So that's why I be trying to tell people, like, if you try to come at me or you try to like do something, I'm gonna be calm, but don't think I'm not thinking about like why you're doing this, and I'm not doing research on the side. I'm very obsessive in like getting knowledge and stuff like that. And yeah, I was a target of a smear campaign at an old job. Yeah, a lot of us, we have to go through smear campaigns at our jobs. And that's the worst because you're supposed to make your money there. A lot of these smear campaigns makes it inaccessible to even work your job anymore. And some of these smear campaigns gets you fired. And then you think to yourself, like, this isn't fair. What is going on? Da, 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 da. Life is not fair, but also too, if you're very tapped in, you can make it not fair for the demons. You start breaking a lot of these different rules that they be having, and you get to elevate past what they be doing to you and stuff. Because their rules is if they do witchcraft on you, it's supposed to work and you can't fight back. Once you're truly tapped in, like no one could really do witchcraft on you, to be honest. It might hit you a little bit, but it'll bounce off of you pretty fast. Also like to see chosen ones perform. Also witchcraft facts. What do they gain from you not working? Your happiness. A lot of you guys remember, you guys, this life is about being on your highest path, accomplishing your soul contract, and being able to get out of here. Some of you guys go through like one smear campaign at your job, and it will break you like completely. And it will make it very hard for you to even be on your path. How are you supposed to be on what you got to do if you're too depressed to get out of bed? So a lot of times these things happen because they're trying to drive you crazy. They're trying to make you depressed, trying to make you not like want to push forward. You become a danger to this matrix when no matter what you go through, you can just keep pushing. And you will get there if you keep doing the work. You might have times where you bend and be like, yo, this is like annoying. But once you get to the 5D, like you bounce out of that mindset pretty fast. Witchcraft is worse when you are sensitive. Facts. Return back to sender. Facts. I ended up in a mental institution. A lot of people like had that happen. I think the same would have happened to me. I just didn't really trust opening up to anybody. But sometimes people wake up and they start telling a lot of people like around them, and they make that decision for you. But a lot of people that be up in there is just spiritually gifted people. This one guy I follow on YouTube, Mark the Messenger, I get a lot of my information from him. And he started off going into an institution like 5 times. So I kept it to myself. And that's hard within itself. All this information, you want to open up, but you're like, there's no point. People are just going to think that you're crazy. Yeah, Mark the Messenger is fire. You guys should definitely subscribe to him. He kept me sane when I first awakened. You got to protect your peace like it's a full-time job. Every time you wake up, there's going to be people that want to take your peace. This war is like nonstop. It's crazy. And if you get one day off from the war, trust that like it's coming for you probably twice as hard the next day. The attacks are never going to stop. You just have to get to a point where it doesn't affect you. Like the attacks are hitting you, and it's just you just have like a spiritual shield. I love a challenge. Hey, love the energy. Amanda, that was your first gift. Appreciate it. Crazy to people who switch up their energy when they realize you a threat, but make you seem like the fake one. Music, appreciate the gift. Little Top, appreciate the heart meme. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people will take your energy for like weakness and how you are. And then as soon as you stand up for yourself, like one time, like they get very scared. If you guys have had that happen, drop ones in the chat. They keep attacking you, attack, 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 attack. As soon as you stand up for yourself one time, they like run away. Oh, it's like, yeah, you gotta get out of there. And then you be thinking to yourself sometimes, like, all right, like if they're being this hard at attacking you, that must mean they have like a spine, like a backbone. But then as soon as like you stand up for yourself one time, they start crying. They'll be like, you're bullying them, you're a narcissist. And I've seen this stuff like they can attack you for a full year, like a full year. You didn't say not one thing to them. Every day they're like psychologically like trying to torment you, this and that. You're ignoring it. You're ignoring it. You're ignoring it. You stand up one time. Yeah, stop! You're bullying me. The old playing the victim facts. They'll play the victim and try to take the moral high ground. They'll try to make it seem like you're like a threat to society that needs to be put down and stuff when all you did was just defend yourself. Sometimes you gotta command respect though. Like sometimes it's not always just ignoring somebody. Sometimes you gotta have discernment. Like it's not like a black and white thing. That's why I tell you guys these different methods, and you gotta learn what to use in a certain situation. Because sometimes that you do gotta like just in this situation, if you defend yourself, then they're gonna back off immediately and do it. Some of you guys probably like show someone 10% of their own energy one time and it just never bothered you ever again. That's all you had to do. Now, but sometimes though, you definitely got to ignore it if it's like very like petty stuff because some people they get very happy when like you engage with them. They're like, "Oh, you finally noticed me." Like you guys have gotten into like that celebrity aura. Some people they don't even care about winning. They just want you to like acknowledge their presence. And you acknowledging it, you give them that energy and you make them feel all giddy for like a cool week or so. But these people don't do anything to maintain their energy. So they'll like take your energy and then lose it in 2 or 3 days. That's like the annoying part. Like if they can at least take the energy and go use it for something productive, I'll still be mad, but I'll be less mad than just taking my energy and just wasting it. Because they'll take your energy and lose it by like the next day, and you be thinking to yourself, like, what was the point of that? Truth. I never heard about that one. But some people though, they do use your energy to like manifest. So let's say that you have like this one demon in your life. They want to be like they want to do music or they want to make videos, but they can never really find the willpower to do it because they're always battling their negative thoughts. They're always battling self-doubt and all those different things. They have one conversation with you, then they feel confident, they feel gassed up. They're like, "Oh, I can do this," because you're naturally like an uplifting person. So anyone you talk to, you have them feeling energized afterwards. So then they go home, they record a video, they drop it, and like, "Oh, that was easy." Then they wake up the next day, then they're back to life feeling like down again. Like, why am I feeling like this? And then they realize they got to keep coming to you to get that energy boost. And that's when that whole destiny swapping be happening because if you keep letting that person keep coming back, coming back, coming back, and they're not giving you any energy back, you'll notice one day you'll wake up and you're gonna feel tired. You're gonna feel like you can't do what you normally do. Some of you guys be having a routine about you. You guys get up, you go to the gym, you guys got your career, just things that you do. How many of you guys have noticed that as soon as you got into a relationship with a certain person, you just stopped doing those things? Drop ones in the chat. Now you don't go to the gym anymore. Now you don't meditate. Now your whole routine's out of whack. That's a honey trap within itself. People that is supposed to like be in your life is gonna help you like do those habits. So when people like that is circulating the energy back to you, you're gonna notice you're not falling off from your habits. If anything, they're pushing you to be better. But some people will throw you off completely. And now they kind of get you going back into your bad habits as well. You stay with that person long enough, and next thing you know, your whole life gets kind of thrown off. That's why I stay single. It's more peaceful. Slander me, stalk you. The How far people will go to harass you is insane. Slandering your name, saying all these different type of things about you, and people will hit so many different angles to try to make you look like the bad person. And that's why a lot of times you cannot say anything, because the more you say, they will get that information and they'll twist it in some type of way. That's why some of you guys probably have someone using a screenshot about you, a screenshot where you didn't mean any harm, but they delete their message and they make it into like you're a bad person. It's like you got to watch out for these people. That'd be like straight monitoring spirits. Some of these stories you'll be hearing about you, like, oh, that's very creative. It's very annoying that I'm having to deal with this, but yeah, you got to admire it. Like, how did you even come to that conclusion? And the fact that you are having other people believe this, kind of impressive, not gonna lie. Then they attack you and make a villain out of you. Facts. Like I be saying, if it was up to these demons, you will be homeless under a bridge somewhere. And even then, they still won't be happy. They'll still try to do more to make you go like depressed or something. That should be the biggest motivation for you guys. Just keep pushing to not let these demons throw you off your square. Because if your success is pissing people off, that should just show you that they have a demon within them, and that should just be motivation to keep going and stuff. There's some demon out there that's just hoping you guys fall off, keep checking up on you. And I'd be saying, if people are gonna stalk you, just give them a show. It can happen at church too, definitely. A lot of demons hiding up in church and stuff. Raw, appreciate it. Haters inspire you. They got to. Hate is just confused admiration. If you have haters, they love you, but they hate that they love you, and that's why they attack you. You're dealing with some very crazy people out there. Demonic entities. Blue, appreciate the follow. God is great. Demons are obsessed with me. Yeah, you have to deal with like a lot of obsessive behaviors, and never underestimate how far an obsessive individual is willing to go to mess with you. That's why we have the subject right here, smear campaigns. Obsessed people trying to really like mess with your mental to gain some type of control over you. And some people got to realize, if they do something to you, they're doing it from a place of like them having a demon within them and being depressed as it is, and they're trying to get some type of happiness from messing with your happiness. If you have mastered yourself and they choose to go against you, they only have themselves to blame when they become even more depressed afterwards. Because energy can't be created nor destroyed. So if you don't get depressed, that energy got to go somewhere. And if you're already doing that, some of these people can't take it. And that's why some of these people be getting fired. They be going to jail because they attack you. The energy bounces off you and goes back to them. So they're even more depressed. And now they can't operate at their job. Now they can't get out of bed, get fired, and they start being in a depressive cycle, which would have never happened if they just left you alone. Hey, Sparkles, appreciate it. It's your life flies to a big zapper. Facts. Hey, question to the chat. Do you guys have anyone in real life that like you can talk to about these things? Like, let's say you had like someone do a smear campaign on you, or you had a demon doing something out of jealousy. Do you have anyone that you can be like, yo, they're doing this? Yeah, same with me. People are gonna try to gaslight you. That's how you know you're like in a Truman Show. It's like everyone's trying to hold in a secret. And if you talk about betrayal, a lot of people get like very uncomfortable. You start talking about these things, people start looking around like, you're not supposed to talk about this. It's a secret. Stop. Because in this Truman Show, everyone's playing a game, and it's like Fight Club to them. They're like, we don't talk about this. So you start talking about betrayal. It's like people, they just ignore what you be saying. And that's why now it feels like isolating, because then you think to yourself, like, am I going through it? Like, am I crazy? And then you find that one person, well, online, or if you guys ever met someone like you in real life, where you're still kind of scared to open up because no one understands you. But then when you find that one person where you open up and they completely understand you, you're like, thank you. It's like a breath of fresh air. You say something, they start finishing your thoughts. You're like, I went through that too. You went through that too. And like, you finally getting understanding. You're like, where have you been my whole life? And once again, in real life, that happens like once every couple years. Some of you guys are still waiting for that person. At least you guys got these lives. At least you guys got the videos online. Because it's like you guys are out there in the zombie apocalypse, just like walking around the zombies. That's like a lot of pressure if you think about it. Like if you go very deep with the thought, we're here to help wake up other people and raise the collective consciousness of the planet. We're in the middle of like a zombie apocalypse right now. Dealing with groups of zombies coming at us, cults, covens. So the fact that we signed up for this shows that we're like very brave souls. Because we knew how hard this stuff was going to be. But you guys are thinking to yourself like, well, there's not that many of them down there, so I'll go down there. I'll do it. Because it seems like for one empath, it's like 100 narcissists and stuff. My YouTube link is going to be in my bio. Chantal, appreciate the donuts. Narcissism has spread like the pandemic. Facts. Do you guys also feel like they're trying to cover it up? Is that going too far in conspiracy theory? I feel like people are trying to ignore that narcissism is an issue. If you guys think they're trying to cover it up, drop ones in the chat. I'm still on Google saying there's only 5% of narcissists out there. That's insane. They're trying to make it seem like there's only like it's like a rare unicorn. You're gonna run into probably like 1 or 2 narcissists your whole life. You realize like these people are everywhere. It's crazy. Of course, it's like a spectrum. Not gonna say everyone's like this horrible narcissistic demon, but like narcissism is definitely rampant in society. It's going to get worse. Yeah, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. We are demon slayers, facts. Reluctant demon slayers for the fact that we're not going out there saying like, well, we're gonna slay 5 demons today. If it was up to us, we wouldn't be like around people at all, but it's like you can't avoid this stuff. All the knowledge that you guys have, everything that you know, you can't avoid them. It's still gonna try to find you. Like eventually, you're gonna find yourselves in situations like, how am I like dealing with this again? Because spirituality, a lot of the community be saying like you get to a point where all the narcissists disappear from your reality. I'm not gonna be one of those spirituals that lies to you guys. I try to keep it real with you. As much as you heal, they're still gonna pop up into your reality. What I think they're trying to say by that, though, is more so like you get to a point where you can detect them more easily and you don't put up with them anymore. So they'll pop up, you're like, oh, this is a narc, and you walk away from them immediately, as opposed to when you were unawakened, codependent, you will pop up and a narcissist will pop up in your reality and it will feel like your family love, and you'd be like, friend or relationship partner. That is how I don't know how I made it as far as I made it. Because if you had narcissistic parents, they're just grooming you to be around other narcissists. So this whole time I'm attracting them, I thought everyone was a narcissist at a certain point. Come to find out, I was just set up for failure, to be honest. Some of us got to go through it, like literally go through it to be like, oh, okay. Uh, there's demons out here, and I keep attracting them because of this. You start going through the 5 stages of grief when you figure that stuff out. You start getting like, you start getting mad at the world, like, why did they do this to me? Today I walked out of the last drama, You Live, Here I Come. Ooh, feeling creative is about to shift. You about to get blessings, my friend. No contact. Hey, when you finally go no contact with these demons, that's like your like mid-season finale. That's when like the Disney Channel show starts playing the music. You start blocking people, and you start stepping into your new life. The demons be surprised. They're like, because they don't know you're changing internally. They don't know that you're starting to see what's going on. So they think they can still manipulate you. Like you see everything now. Like we said earlier, they look like different people now. So in the show, they turn to someone different, and you're like, oh nah, deuces. I'm out of here. You block them. For some of you guys had the iPhone. When they tried to text you, that message turned green, and that's when they knew you was out of there. And that's how you know this was some demonic stuff, because it wasn't just like one friend or like two friends. You guys had to block everybody. You're surrounded by these people your whole life. But now that I'm aware, watch out, I'm way smarter than ever. Gotten credit for facts. It's a whole new you. And then life just starts getting immediately better when you start getting away from energy vampires. Other people start supporting you. Other people start recognizing for you for your gifts. You still be traumatized a little bit. They be complimenting you. You're like, what do you want? What do you want? Yo, that evolution to become who you are now is not easy. Because at a certain point, you was probably like a scared puppy, like, because you never got the love you needed, like when you were growing up. So you thought everyone was an enemy. You're like, anyone could get it. Anyone could get it. And then you start figuring out, all right, not everyone else is like that. I can start trusting again, but being a lot more cautious. Because when you're not, that's when you start attracting all the BS. Trust who? Like, we're not trusting nobody on this path. I'm telling you guys, like, living your whole life without trusting anybody. You're gonna see a lot of those videos. Trust nobody. Yes, a large percentage of people you can't trust, but it will be a lot better when you can find that one person you could trust. It's not gonna be easy, but they are out there. Because just like how you have people like this in the chat right here, they're out there, but trust that it's a lot of people you can't trust. And they will do a lot of stuff to try to gain your trust. Watch out for the people that mirror you to get you to open up. Because these demons are sneaky. They know you're probably someone that never opens up. They find you in your most vulnerable moment where you really need a friend, where you really need like a shoulder to lean on. You're normally very good at not opening up with people, but you tell yourself, just this one time, you open up, you feel a little bit better, and you breathe, you take a deep breath, you're like, oh, okay, I felt amazing. Next thing you know, that person goes tells everybody. They tell the main person that they weren't supposed to tell. You're like, hey, you know, this person said this about you. And now you're battling a whole coven now. And you're like, yo, just because you opened up that one time, now you're in the middle of a war now. They're sneaky, man. I'm telling you. They will play so innocent. They will like literally play the character of understanding where you're coming from. They will agree with you and add more onto it. Like, yeah, I always knew that. That's crazy. Next thing you know, they've just played both sides with you. And then you're watching them. You're like, didn't you say something about this person? Oh, that's a double agent. That's crazy. What's up, Lena? It's crazy when your own family does it too. And I'm saying that stuff gets normalized when you're growing up. When parents just gossip about you over the phone, A lot of them don't even have like the what's it called? The shame. Like they'll gossip in front of your face. Like this is what happened to such. You're like, yo, like this is like right, and then you just start thinking that stuff is normal. It's funny to see them coming when you figure it all out. Facts. You start seeing the patterns. They all pretty much kind of do the same thing. What's up, I am? But yeah, that's the biggest thing about this journey. It will make you very resilient. Some things you guys probably go through nowadays where you're like, wow, the old me would have folded immediately, or this would have been way more painful. Now it's like you can see these things and you're like, all right, it's just a different day. Let me get these lessons. Let me elevate. All right, Align, catch you next time. Appreciate the heart, man. I was starting to think I was a crazy one. Yeah, that's the goal of what they're trying to do. Once again, it's like Fight Club. Everyone's kind of doing these power games. And if you're not aware of it, it's like no one's really validating the experiences that you're going through or whatnot. So once you see what's kind of going on, now it's like a lot more easier to kind of like maneuver around. You start to notice like a majority of people are playing it. Some people don't even know that they're doing it. Other people are very aware. They've like mastered the skill. But once you have discernment, even if you have the knowledge or not, you can like protect yourself from it. It's so superficial facts. I don't really feel like I can have like a genuine like relationship with somebody if like I notice the power games and stuff. Sometimes like I notice it and I be thinking to myself like, am I supposed to play it in order to like have friendships, relationships? And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. This is crazy. Because also too, you see everything, so it makes it very uncomfortable operating in a game where you know they're doing this for this and they're doing this to get this out of you. Like, I don't really think that's genuine. Me too, I distance myself. As soon as you know it's a little manipulation tactic, do I have what? I'm learning just to walk away now. You got to. At this point in your journey, that's one thing you learn very like early on in the beginning. When people show you who they are, you got to believe them, to be honest. No longer just trying to see the good within people, no longer being like, well, they did one good thing like 5 years ago, so I know they can be good. It's like, nah, people are constantly changing like the season. Some people are evolving, and there's some people out there that are devolving. It's hard to believe, but sometimes you meet someone, they are a good person, they start going through things, and they don't learn the lessons, so they start to become very demonic. I shocked my coach when I unfollowed him and went on my own path to spiraled. A lot of people take social media very seriously, so unfollowing some people will like make them go to war with you. It's crazy. I know you're thinking too, like, what? No, it's just social media. No one will do that. It's not that serious. Nope. Some people take the social media stuff very serious. You block them. Hey guys, what's your opinion on this? Some people be saying like, "Oh, if they block you, that means that you won because that means that they care." I'm like, "Nah, like if I block you, like I just want to get you out of my life like ASAP." Like I feel like blocking is just like, "All right, out of my life." Some people think that like blocking means that they won some sick sadistic game. I'm like, "What?" And even hearing that, I don't care. I'm still gonna like my block list is like very big. I gotta get you out of my like I gotta get you out of my like my timeline. I don't even want to like even possibly come up your post come up on my page. Gotta get you gone. I have a huge block list. Yeah, your block game becomes pretty ruthless when you're on this path. Only because when you weren't someone that could block someone or walk away from someone, you almost got like taken out. So this is really not a game, to be honest. And I'm not even over exaggerating. Your inability to be able to cut off people made you keep certain people in your life where they almost pushed you to not be here anymore. So now you guys are very protective with your peace. And if someone starts to do things to threaten that peace, you're like, nah, I'm out of here. It's very hard getting one over on someone that actually enjoys being by themselves. 'Cause it doesn't mean that we don't want no one in our lives, in our lives. But if you start playing those stupid games, like we're quick to walk away. Remember, if the road hates you, remember it hated me first. Facts. When you guys are walking this path with the smear campaigns, the jealousy, the envy, the G stalking, you pretty much got to go through like the Jesus Christ crucifixion. People hating you for no reason, just people attacking you. And yeah, the world hates you. Remember, it hated him first. And he was the most perfect man. And they still found a reason to like take him out. So knowing that what he went through, like what we're going through, is not that bad, to be honest. We're going through that stuff like on a micro level scale. But when you're first starting to go through this stuff, so many smear campaigns, you are not alone. Michael Jackson, definitely a macro level look at like what this path looks like for the most part. That's just human nature, like in a nutshell. It's very crazy. If you are someone that's like happy while someone else is fighting demons, they don't want you to be happy. So they start attacking you to make themselves feel better. Human beings like feeling a part of something. So if you have like a group going up against you, sometimes there's just some people that they don't know what's going on. They don't care about the truth. All they know is they want to be a part of something. And right now, at this moment, it means being a part of not liking you. And then they end up attacking you. How many of you guys ever do you guys like ever have like you guys ever have friends stand up for you like in a smear campaign? You guys ever go through a smear campaign and your friends like, stop that right now. They're innocent. Leave them alone. That friends go step over your body, like, all right, I'm out. Michelle, that's amazing. Hold on to those people. Only one person, they abandoned me. Yeah, they're like, you're on your own, my guy. But if you somehow make it out of this, I will be waiting for you. But you got this. It builds character. Bye bye now. Yeah, but it was fake. It was in a manipulative way to probably get something out of you. Hey, it builds character though. A lot of you guys are probably funny because this stuff happened to you so many times. You guys probably don't know this, but people that don't have trauma, they're not that funny. They take everything very serious. When you start going through like smear campaigns a lot, people sacrificing you, friends betraying you, you just start laughing at this stuff and you start to become really funny. So it was a nice little trade off. Nice little trade off. I used to think this stuff is like normal as well. So when you talk to people that come from like healthy backgrounds and that haven't really been through anything, there's like a disconnect there. And it's always weird talking to those people. Not like they themselves are weird. It's like a cognitive dissonance. It's like we come from different worlds and stuff like that. They come from a world where like they can never imagine getting betrayed by someone close. And they will try to rationalize it from like their lens. And that's why they start doing like the victim blaming and stuff like that. Like if your parents betrayed you, what did you do to make them do that? If your friends end up like just like turning their back on you and doing that, there must have been like a like an explanation for it, like something that could be explained. And that's why I be saying our lives is like very crazy. Sometimes these things just happen just to happen. One day they just start tripping. And that's happened to you multiple times. A lot of people can't imagine that stuff. So the content I make, it's very tapped into like a certain frequency. if you haven't went through what I went through, and if you aren't experiencing the things that I'm experiencing, you won't understand my content. You're probably gonna think that like I'm over exaggerating, that these things don't happen. He's just doing it for views. But then the people are commenting, it's like we're like, yo, this is exactly what we're going through. And some of you guys like, I'm going through this as we speak. I be loving those comments. You guys are like, yo, like you guys be calling out people in the comments. Steve just did this to me right now. I be reading these comments. I'm like, Steve, leave her alone, man. It's my third time seeing Steve do something like this. Oh man, but we gonna be all right, guys. All this stuff is just making you guys stronger, making your energy go up. You can start manifesting bigger and better things. Voodoo Steve, we're gonna have the chat going against Steve now. Diane, appreciate the follow. It's being raised by love, being raised to survive. Facts. It's just kind of crazy how some parents only have you out of a matrix obligation. And that takes, it's a very sad realization to realize that if the matrix didn't tell your parents to have a kid, that probably wouldn't even be your family. And they're just trying to check off their matrix obligations. So raise you up to your 18 and get you out, and that's it. And then you never really experience genuine love from them. And that's why you have a lot of them doing very weird things. But then you look at the matrix, you look at other families, and like, but they wouldn't do that. So why is this happening to me? And a lot of this stuff is like complex, like it's very crazy. That's why this stuff will have you thinking for a minute, because like it's never really like a black and white thing. Like humans are very, very complex creatures. And the things that some people do to you is very hard to understand why, because there's so many different layers to the human psyche. Some parents steal your destiny, facts. Some of them hate when you are doing well. And some of you guys have parents that are in competition with you, which is very weird. They feel like if you succeed, that means they are a failure. When I feel like a kid should be an extension of you. So their success should be your success. But some parents don't look at it that way. A lot of moms be in competition with the daughters. A lot of dads be in competition with the sons. And that probably was your first instance of someone being in competition with you when you didn't even know what was going on. A lot of you guys are going to have people be in competition with you, and you're looking at it from the lens of, well, maybe they're just my friend. Maybe they're just trying to get around me so we can be cool. And some people only get around you so they can study you, be in competition with you because you have became their target. And when they can't beat you in said competition, you will see the biggest flip on that person. They're gonna start trying to humble you, start trying to like just attack you and do like all these crazy things and whatnot. I wonder like what they feel though. Like let's say in a world where like they beat you in this competition. I'd be thinking like, will they feel happy or will like they still feel empty on the inside? And I'm guessing it's still gonna be emptiness because they're still seeking their happiness from like an outside source. And that outside source is beating somebody else. But if they beat you, I yeah, you guys are saying empty as well. It's funny too, like you guys are making a lot of people be depressed and you don't even probably know it. Like it's crazy. The whole time you're out there, you're like, all right, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to elevate, I want to accomplish this. Then you have another person, they're like, I need to take them down. I need to take her down. She did this, well, I'm gonna do this. You're like, yo. And then the whole time this is going on, like you have no idea this is happening. It's like a freeze frame. Like you're just like living your life, just like grocery shopping, doing what you do, posting on social media, and then they're at the house stressing, like, yo. I be trying to put my shoes like in their shoes, and that's how I be thinking they be thinking. And I be think that's like not healthy. Like, what is making you act that way? And why did we get chosen for the competition? Did we like pass like an interview or something? Do we just have something that you want? Like, what is going on? Because a lot of times, like what they want to is not something that you necessarily want. Some people will hate that you get like a lot of attention. And for a lot of you guys don't even want attention. You just want to be left alone, to be honest. Because with attention comes a lot of like BS, to be honest. For example, the attention attracts people that want to be in competition with you. So sometimes people will see you getting attention and just like you guys ever see that Arthur meme where he crushes his hand? They'll see it's like, why do they get it? And they start plotting immediately. And this is why I be saying like it's weird because you're not even thinking that someone is gonna see this and get offended, but you're just having a normal conversation in the group, chilling, whatnot. Someone just walks in, starts trying to humble you immediately. And every time someone tries to humble you, it's just random and it just throws you off guard. And sometimes you guys don't even know someone's trying to humble you until like afterwards. Has someone ever humbled you and then like you got home like later and it's like, oh, that they were actually attacking me? If that's ever happened, drop ones in the chat. Because once again, you guys don't think like that. Like if you guys were out there trying to humble people every day, you would catch it immediately. If you trained yourself to humble people every day, you'll be out there. Someone tried to humble you. Now you're, oh wait, they're trying to do it, and then you guys will have the battle. But you guys just be like like rainbows and sunshine world, like just living life. And then you got to think hard. You're like, wait, that person was attacking me. So that's why like a lot of you guys have to train. It's annoying because you have to train yourself not to be on autopilot. You got to think, like you got to like filter people out and whatnot. It's just annoying. So a lot of you guys just choose to stay to yourself. Don't set out too blank to think about these weird games. Fact, this is a Hunger Games. I'm telling you. When they start trying to humble you, they're recruiting you to some type of sick game that you don't want to play. What's that clown in that one movie that ride the little bike? Where they had like a his leg was like hooked up to something? Not Spawn, not It. Saw, there you go. Jigsaw. That's what it be like. So when someone's trying to humble you, I just imagine the clown is like rolling up and it's like, do you want to play a game? And we don't even got a choice. We're just like, all right. And then that's when you gotta like think like, all right, if you could catch it, you're like, just ignore it. And a lot of times too, even if you don't notice they were doing that, you still make them mad in real time because they couldn't get the reaction out of you when you didn't even know what was going on, to be honest. They probably did something and you laughed with them. Yo, this is like how genuine you guys be. Like they're like playing in your face and you just laughing with them, like, yeah, shake them up, this and that. Go home later, like, yo, I think they were attacking me. And that's why when you guys awaken too, that's when you guys got really angry because you realize that was happening your whole life. People playing in your face and you were just like laughing with them, like, they're my friends. Come to find out, these people hated your guts. These people wanted you gone. And they were just disguising it with passive aggressive like jokes and stuff like that. And once again, you guys don't think like that. You guys be thinking in, if I don't like somebody, I just won't be around them. And apparently that's not a normal thing to think because when other people don't like you, their goal is to stay around you, which that would throw you for a loop because then sometimes you think to yourself like, okay, this person doesn't like me, so I will not be around them. And then when you get away from them, they start to be extra nice. They're like, what are you doing? Come back. And you're like, oh, okay, they're cool. And you come back and the humbling starts again. What's up, Still Standing? How are you? LMB, appreciate the follow. Nodding. Did I get new tats? I think I did it over this arm, the white ink, and I blacked out this one thing up here. know if you can see it. But yeah, people won't let you go. It's very crazy. It's like, oh, they see me for who I am. Let me be extra nice. And that stuff used to be very, very confusing. Like, do you like me? Do you not? But believe people when they show you who they are. Energy Vance facts. Jack, appreciate it. Oh, that's true. Those are the people that say keep your friends close and keep your enemies even closer. That's true. I just think to myself, like that one person said, it's just too much to keep up with all these like games and stuff like that. So much stuff to study, so much things to have to look out for. That's why it becomes very exhausting having to deal with people. That's why I'm saying we need our own little like island where we don't have to think about these games and stuff like that. We can go out there, say, hey, how are you? Have a conversation and not have this stuff being used against us. Because at this point, it just seems like a war zone out there. Whatever you say will be used against you. Any text that you send will be screenshotted, be twisted, manipulated. I'm like, this is insane. I would love that. Someone says, I like to just observe and listen. LOL, I get exhausted talking. That's why sometimes I do like when I'm around like multiple people. Because when I'm around multiple people, I can just go into like silent observer mode. If it's like one-on-one, I can talk, but I like to kind of like just sit back. I don't know who I'm dealing with, to be honest. Beforehand, when I was super extroverted and just around everybody, I was just talking up a storm. Just met somebody, Ray saying all my deepest, darkest secrets. I'm like, everyone is a cool person. This world is amazing. I'm happy to be here. But not knowing why my self-esteem is so low. My confidence is not the best. Social anxiety. All because these demons was like siphoning me the whole time. Treat them like kindness is like heaping hot coals. You guys ever notice that some people, they're like a lot more nicer to you when you are like mean, when you are like closed off and stuff like that. But as soon as like you get that Care Bear energy, that authentic self, then they want to start playing with you and stuff like that. That's like the most confusing thing about like this reality. You got to be like a wall, like a wall. Say like one word and be like stern. And you got like the best respect out of other people. As soon as you're like, "Yo, what's up?" They start the manipulation immediately. Yes, they turn on us facts. And that's why there's some people like I know they're genuine sometimes. Like I sense it within them, but I know they're giving me this version because they're tired of getting screwed over. So you got to kind of earn that like deeper side of them, and I respect that at least because at least that version you're still not trying to do something weird. You're just protecting yourself, like out here. I hate to see my book coming. Yo, when you guys became an educated empath, you know how much people started hating you guys? When you guys was like naive, when people were playing in your face and you were smiling, people loved you. You was like the best person to be around. People was like, yo, invite this person out because they knew they could use you, siphon you from your energy, this and that. As soon as you guys woke up, you guys start studying this stuff because you guys are like, enough is enough. I'm like, what is going on? I got to figure this stuff out. You guys start reading certain books, going down certain rabbit holes, watching certain TikTok videos, started getting angry. You're like, yo, this is what's going on out here. You guys went on like a training arc. It's like you're like playing Eye of the Tiger. You went away for like 3 months, came back with your PhD in narcissism. Then when you came back, they tried to manipulate you. You gave no reaction. And like, oh shit, they know, he or she know. And then they start screaming like, they're a witch, they're a witch. You can't make this stuff up. This is like, that was a turning point of your movie, of your book. Chapter 7, he or she knows. And now none of those people, like you don't see any of those people anymore. Everyone from your old reality is like probably out there smearing your name because they can't manipulate you anymore. uh Reborn into like a spiritual mutant who can see in the future now, who can have discernment. You got like people have to like understand there's some people you shouldn't mess with, because you'll mess with that one curious person that is so curious to figure out like what is going on. Knowledge is power. Some people evolve just because you did that one bad thing to them. Touch not my anointed, exactly. And one thing about those tables, they sure do turn, because God will bless you in front of the very people that try to take you out. And they'll be asking themselves, like, why do they get that? But they won't go within. They will just ask, why are you getting blessed? But they won't ask themselves, what do they need to do to become better people? And then some people can't accept that you are a good person because the world is so demonic. So you will be nice, you will be caring, you will be loving. They're not going to believe it, and they're going to try to, like, by any means necessary, to try to expose you. All because you see like you was nice to them. All because other people liked you, and because you were someone that didn't have to pretend. So they start telling themselves like, "Oh, this person is hiding something. What is it about them?" And they start getting pissed off because the more deeper they go to try to like expose you, the more they start seeing you're the real deal. And after they see that, that's when the lies start. They start saying some crazy things. And then once again, like when you guys are at a certain level on this journey and you guys become the reflection, the things like they will accuse you of, sometimes it just kind of exposes like their dark way of thinking and whatnot. They'll be like, they only did this nice thing because they wanted this and that. I'm like, oh, you think very dark. Because in reality, I just did that because I'm just a nice person. I like to see people smile. That's the only reason I did it. You put some demonic reason on it. I don't know like where that came from, but that shows you got to go heal or something. Because how did you twist a good deed into like a bad thing? You guys ever had that happen? Drop ones in the chat. Like you do a good deed and now like you got someone trying to expose you just because you did a good thing. And that's why you guys got to understand, like some people, like as much as you guys want to be like a good person and want to do a good deed, you got to think about what this can look like to other people. Because a lot of people will put their demonic lens on it. And for a lot of you guys that want to do social media, you guys got to expect that too. Like you will make a post and someone will take it completely left field because they put like their negative lens on it, and then negative people hop on it. That will be something like you will experience a lot if you guys want to do social media. And also in real life, you might do something nice, then one person's like, well, he only did this because of this, because all they've ever experienced has been like betrayal from other people, people manipulating them. So what makes you any different? What makes you like such a good person, this and that? Because to be honest, you could kind of see where they're coming from. There's not many of us out here. Like I've only met like one of us in real life, and I've been awakened for like 3 years. How many people have you guys met that's like thinking like you guys? Like drop that number in the chat. Let's see if we get any double digits. Any double digits? A lot of zeros. We got some ones. 2 is the max right now. 2 is the max. 2. Oh, we got a 4 in the chat. We got a 4 in the chat. 0 is leading though. We got a lot of zeros on the YouTube side and the TikTok side. 4 right now is the leading number. Can anyone beat 4? Going once, going twice. And 4 is the magic number. But yes, indication right there. There's not that much of us out there. And that's why people just automatically assume that you are being good because you are hiding something or you are trying to manipulate them. And that's why you guys get a lot of reactive abuse on this journey, because people will go to extreme lengths to try to prove that you aren't who you say you are. So a lot of people keep poking at you. Hey, Phantom, appreciate that. You're highly relatable. I went through something years back, and ever since then, people that were close to me got dropped out from my life one by one. I just smile at this now. That's all you can do, to be honest. Just laugh, smile and wave. Understand that it is not you, it is them. But yeah, a lot of people will do reactive abuse on you, where they'll keep trying to push you into being what they're saying that you are. Keep poking you, and then as soon as you react, it's like, see, I told you they were like that. A lot of you guys be getting framed too, like set up. And sometimes they put you like in a very difficult position because you gotta say something. Like you can't let people get away with things. It's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'll always take the position of like, man, like sometimes you gotta fight back. I'm not gonna lie. It's not always just ignore. Sometimes you gotta command respect because a lot of these people are just children. Can't let children just keep doing like what they be doing. That's why, like, I suggest not talking to a lot of people to put yourself in those situations. But when you are in those situations, that's what you can do. I thought I had friends until I got sick and had to heal alone. Man, a lot of these friends only like you when you're up. When you are down, they don't want to give any support. They're only really around you for your energy. And if you can no longer provide said energy, they're gonna be like, why? Like, why are we here? A lot of us had to go through that like painful realization at our lowest moments, which is crazy because like out of all the times that you were around those people, that was like the one time you really needed them. And then just like we talked about in the beginning of the stream, when that mask drops, they don't even look normal to you anymore. When they didn't show up for you at your lowest moments, they look like completely different people. So for a lot of you guys, it was pretty easy walking away from them because if you had to walk away from who you thought they were, that mask was still there. It would have been hard. But after the mask drop, you're like, oh, I got to get out of here. I don't even know who you are at this point. And then they'll try to like manipulate you further. They will text you, call you, and like you can see through it at that point. It's actually pretty disgusting. Like when they like text you and it's like now like everything they say just seems fake. Like they put the emojis, the LMAOs, like what you mean, this and that. It just all seems fake. The Truman Show has been like unveiled, and you're seeing them for exactly who they are. Hold on, I gotta put this phone to charge. Always my favorite part of the stream because it never wants to stay. But I could just hold it like this. Why do they do the smear campaigns though? Basically, they want control. Smear campaigns is to ruin your reputation. They see that they can't control you, so they're trying to control how other people like see you and whatnot. And the goal is to like make you want to go crazy, make you depressed, and all these different things. If you can get to the point where you don't really care what other people think about you, this journey becomes like a whole lot easier. Yeah, family's like the main one. Sometimes you guys put like it's even families. Sometimes they be the main ones that's like doing these things. Remember, a lot of us didn't grow up like in like healthy family systems. So a lot of you guys grew up where the enemy was of your household, which is insane to think about because you were really out here doing this with no support system. And once again, that's like kudos to you guys because there's some people that can't do this without a support system. And you guys have been doing this since day one. So what does it look like when someone turns on you, when a group of people go up against you? That's why you guys chose to start off on the hardest mode. You guys chose to get born into a family so you can have a head start on dealing with the horrors of the world. Because a lot of people, they get coddled when they're young, and they get one person betrays them like when they're older, and that's enough to take them out mentally for like their whole lives. You guys are on like your 50th betrayal, like 60th. This stuff is kind of like normal to you now, where like you've mastered the law of detachment, and that law just doesn't apply to in friendships and relationships. You're applying that to like a lot of like situations that happens within your life, and that you only got to that point because you started the game off on the hardest level. And starting the game off in the hardest level, it gave you like some upgrades, some badges that other people haven't got. And they haven't got those badges, but they try to do what you do. And when they realize they can't do it, that's when you get people starting to attack you and whatnot, which makes no sense. Like, why are you mad at me that I have trauma? Manifest those situations for yourself then. Appreciate the heart, man. This reality is insane. Yup. But once you learn to laugh about it, once you kind of learn that you are protected and you're kind of like above like all these things, if you're kind of like living in it, it is hard to go through. But once you look at this like life from like a bird's eye view, it becomes a lot easier to manage. Mad at my light? Is it too bright? Then that's better, right? And that you are loved despite it all facts. We can't go back once we know all this. Yeah, I always be talking about how that's the depressing part about this journey of how when you awaken, it's just like you don't even know what you're doing for the most part. I don't think none of us in here was like, well, I want to awaken. I got to do this. I got to do that. Our minds should start like waking up one day and we're like, yo, what's going on? To the point where like we were feeling crazy. Yeah, losing every single person in consciousness facts. All you can really do is like plant those seeds. Um, Even if you guys do talk to anyone from the past, find little moments in a conversation where it seems like you kind of drop a seed in there. Like never underestimate how far a seed can really take you. To be honest, what's a smear campaign? People trying to ruin your reputation. People coming together to like team up to take you down. My circle is small by demand. Love to hear it. I always say quality over quantity when it comes to friends. If you guys are on this journey and you're still having like large friend groups, you're very brave. And if you're able to do that, I would love to like know how you're doing it. The let them theory? I've never heard of that theory. Maybe you can educate me. The G stalking. I remember when I first awakened and I was like seeing videos on G stalking. I'm like, all right, this seems like a little bit paranoid. And then I started going through it. I'm like, yo, this is like very insane. You start to realize that like a lot of people are going through it. They just don't know. But once your awareness kind of taps in, you're able to see it like very like obvious. And also too, people think it's as simple as a narcissist and their flying monkeys trying to do like psychological warfare on you. It's not always like this grand thing that people make it. It could just be one person too. Facts. Don't let what people do affect. Okay, I get you. And I have read a Mel Robbins book, The 5 Second Rule. She's an amazing author. What do you do if smear campaigns travel to a small town and everyone is against you? Always the same. Don't let it affect you. People can say this, say that, but if you truly know who you are, the lies shouldn't get to you. If you guys let the lies get to you, that means that you don't have a strong sense of self, and that's just indication that you got like kind of more work to do on yourself. Laugh it off. Exactly. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to play dumb. What's up, great? Something else to work on. I'm sick and tired of trying to be understood, or I'm sick and tired of being misunderstood. So I give up on trying to be understood. Yeah, I used to feel that same way. After I awaken, I'm like, I just want to find people that understand me, and it would be cool to have like these deep conversations. I've kind of like just given up on that, kind of like yourself, but I'm not like depressed about it. I can still now have conversations with people where I meet them where they're at, as opposed to I would have conversations that be frustrated. But now I'm kind of like more so we're all connected. So they're just here, I'm there. And also too, I got social media. So I be talking to you guys and you guys understand me. I don't care about being understood anymore. I feel that. Yeah, I appreciate that you speak on it. Also too, like you guys gotta really accept that you guys are people that's never gonna stop learning. And the more you learn, the less you're gonna be understood. A lot of like the biggest philosophers in the world, they're people that aren't understood by anybody, but they prefer the truth over wanting to be understood by everybody. To be understood by everybody is being back in the matrix and being in an illusion. So everything comes with like a sacrifice, the law of polarity. Creative, appreciate it. If you're in isolation, turn it into a blessing. Focus on yourself. Facts. Truth teller, man, I just wish truth tellers wasn't as hated by society. I'm okay not being understood, but you, man, just speaking truth makes people hate you like so much. People say they like the truth. People say they want the truth. As soon as you get to speaking about it, they start attacking like crazy. Like, how dare you? Even though you said you wanted it, but it is what it is. That's why I tell everyone it's important to be open minded on this journey. Even me, I understand that I know nothing. I try to remain open minded. Even when people are saying things that I don't understand, I still try to see their perspective because you just never know. Appreciate the heart, man. G stalking is when people like your frequency gets to a level where now they got to send people to watch you. A lot of you guys was being watched even before you awakened, though, because people knew who you were when you were like a child. You were saying things that was kind of going against the system immediately. When you start asking why, like a lot of times they start paying attention to you, trying to see like, are you ever going to awaken? Are you ever going to figure things out? And then that's when, like, as soon as you awaken, you start having everyone turn on you, everything just go wrong. But basically, you will have people like will stalk you, but act like they're not doing it. Don't confront them because if you do, they're gonna gaslight you to oblivion. And that's what like everyone does in this reality. In this fight club that they're doing, these power games, you will see what they're doing. You could even break it down what they're doing. They're gonna gaslight you because how dare you show the truth in a world where they're trying to ignore it altogether. For them to operate within the veil gives them some sort of power, and you're trying to destabilize that whether you're trying to or not. And if they had the option between power or the truth, most everyone will go with power every single time. It's hard sometimes, even uncomfortable, to consistently be truthful. Facts. If you are a truth teller, you'll find yourself alone a lot, but more so at peace. Where's my wisdom coming from? Just things that I went through. And they be trying to hold on to your leg while you're coming up. Yeah, a lot of crabs in a bucket, to be honest. You just gotta like move in silence, understand that the people that are for you are going to find you, and just be in the flow of the universe. I always say, if it's time to walk away, don't be attached. Attachment is the root of suffering. Move stealth. Exactly. Hey guys, but I'm out of here. If you guys are in my TikTok, shoot me a follow. Also, subscribe to my YouTube. This live will be uploaded on there. I'm gonna be live tomorrow. If you guys are on YouTube and don't have a TikTok, not saying you need to make one, but I'm gonna start doing like live panels on my TikTok if you guys want to start telling your story. But yeah, TikTok, I'm gonna do a live panel tomorrow if you guys want to pop in. All right, Michelle. So what time? I always give a time, but like I'm never there at that exact time. But I'm gonna say between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific. All right, but I'm out of here, guys.